Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headache stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need. What you need. We're broken, it's tragic. We're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic. Believe you could have it. And I know of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that is blackness.
Hey guys, how you going? Oh, I should remove that. I've got no camera on today because I'm not feeling the best, funnily enough. One sec guys. Okay, remove that because I'm not in the screen. How you going, Carl? How you going out to lunch? Kai, Sherry. Who else have we got in here? Around the cat. Ash, how you going? Okay, this is a surprise live this morning. I was going to make a video, but yeah, I decided to just go live instead and see how we go. Okay, let's try and catch up on some news this week. Don Lecrae said there's never been a celebrity that said Michelle Obama was a man. And readers added content, the fact checkers fact checked it. Joan Rivers famously said Obama was gay and Michelle was a big tranny before she died. So did he do that to make the fact checkers fact check that? It's interesting. Mark PG said I'm absolutely gobsmacked. Labor is ripping down 3,000 acres of koala and endangered bird habitats, not one word from the Greens or Teals. Where are the activists tying themselves to trees in protest? Labor koala and whale killers, that's here in Australia, because they're ripping down 3,000 acres of endangered habitats and the Greens aren't saying a word because they're on the Labor's side. Dr. Fatman said, why does Adam Bant, an openly gay man here in Australia, one of our politicians, support the doctrines of Islam which forbid and punish his sexual preference? Oh dear. There's a lot of them going around at the moment. Oh shit, I'm trying to get my chair closer. Okay. Oh geez. Santa surfing, I've seen this post somewhere else, but Santa Surfing put up, Dan Scavino posted about Trump and gas prices. Great catch. Because apparently the gas prices, does it show it in this picture? No, they were like $1.49 for a gallon of gas in America. And it says 24 hours. I don't know. I'll let you make of that what you will. Mike Williams in Oz said, I wonder what the escape plan is or if this clown's even smart enough to have considered that. This person has gone on strike protesting climate action. I hope he doesn't do it with his dog. Like, I hope the dog's not on a hunger strike. This man, you know, he can do what he wants, but do not involve your dog. I hope that dog's getting fed. Marcus said, are you lefties aware that our government's been funding Hamas with $35 million a year with our money here in Australia? Labor increased the amount to $70 million per year And since the attack on Israel, they've sent them additional 25 million. So our government's funding it too. Not only is this government morally bankrupt by supporting a terrorist organisation, but they're doing it with the money taken from decent, hard-working Australians. Albanese and Wong have blood on their hands. If you voted for these disgusting individuals, you should be ashamed of yourself. And I'm sure no one, well, hope no one listening to me voted for them. If they do, oh, well, you found out now. Ariel said they'd broken the veil, and when they break the veil, now I'm allowed to do what I have to do. Donald Trump. They'd broken the veil. Interesting phrase there. DOQ said, in my opinion, the final piece of the puzzle will red pill 94 to 96% of the world because it has to do with the Holocaust. Get ready. Because I think we're about to find out a lot of things, guys. Remember Israel last? Yeah, that. Ezra Levant said he'll be released immediately. He will not be prosecuted. If he's a foreign national, he will not be deported. If he's living in a council flat, he'll keep that perk. This is in England. Police arrest a pro-Palestine protester for a sign that said, oh, the House of Lords. He wanted to bomb it. By Muhammad at Trafalgar Square, London. So this guy here is being, well, looks like he's being arrested, but nothing will happen to him. And I'm hearing rumours of Palestinian supporters all over the White House. I don't know if it's true or not. I think it was a tweet that popped up as a notification, and I forgot to bookmark it. Silly me. Insider paper said breaking: Bank of America, Chase and Wells Fargo customers reportedly facing deposit delays. That's interesting. Big Fish said CNN mistakenly showed a ballot box being stuffed, went on to later say the election was the most secure in history. Watch this. Hang on, I'll make it bigger.
Ohio. You can see this woman right here casting her vote. Did you vote for Reagan or Jimmy Carter? Carter, okay. We don't want to get too personal with people here, but you can see there's actually a traffic...
They actually showed that. She had a lot of papers in her hands there. And the, the mask. They always have the mask on. A Spectator Index said just in, Samir Gege, I don't know how to say that, Gear, the leader of Lebanon's biggest Christian party, the Lebanese Forces, call on Hezbollah to withdraw its forces from the south of the country and said it's dragging us into a war would be a crime. Well, good on them. Lebanon. Alexandria Marshall said, unlike naive Australia, Europe remembers the Islamic caliphates that butchered their way across the continent. The heroes that liberated Europe from this terrifying period still stand as statues in the street. That's why we build statues. That's why BLM tear them down. Yeah, they don't want us to remember. They don't want any... They're trying to destroy history like they haven't already destroyed it with what we know, what we think we know about history. Rebel News said in the unlikely event the Liberal Party abandons the carbon tax, the Bank of Canada claims inflation would fall 16%. Wow, that's huge. So if the Liberal Party abandoned carbon tax, so you guys are getting taxed carbon tax, I think we are too. It's all built in with ours. Here's another funny made up video, okay? We're going to listen to this one.
When they told me I was meeting the President of the United States, I got excited. I never imagined it was this old sleeping piece of shit. They tell me I need to go to Mar-a-Lago to meet the real president, Donald J. Trump. So thank you very much, fuck Joe Biden, and bring back Trump.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I thought that was hilarious, so I put it in there. Oh, I needed that laugh. Ian Miles Chong said the police in London, Amsterdam and other European cities will shut this down faster than you can blink. Austrian patriots want mass expulsions. These demonstrations should be held in all European cities. Yeah, the police in London, Amsterdam and other European cities would shut this down fast, but Austrian patriots want people deported. I'm in Australia. I want people deported. Can we just do that? Can we just deport these people, please? Madam Punisher said, from behind the veil, from shadows to light, Phantom War. Oh, this is a thread that I think I may have to read on Rumble. Looks like... Oh, hang on, let's have a look. Let's just have a look. Okay, it's a Substack version, or we can go this version. Cicada 3301. Remember this? Does anyone remember Cicada 3301? They were getting people who were very technically minded, who knew exactly what they were doing, people who were good at puzzles. On January 2nd, 2012, a puzzle emerged on an image board called 4chan. What first appeared as a simple game of puzzles to be solved quickly morphed into a global enigma. The entity, or perhaps individual, behind Cicada 3301 has remained shrouded in anonymity, yet their penchant for insanely complex challenges aimed at code breakers across the digital domain has become a hallmark of their existence. The name Cicada 3301 isn't arbitrary. The life cycle of a cicada insect, which is based on prime numbers. Prime numbers are important in cryptography, and so the image of the cicada insect became not only a logo but a recurring motif in the puzzles. The core essence of Cicada 3301's puzzles gravitates around data security, cryptography, stenography, and internet anonymity. In other words, staying anonymous. This is important to remember. These puzzles have earned Cicada 3301 a reputation as the harbinger of the most elaborate, mysterious puzzle of the internet age. But why were they even created? Enter the conspiracy theories. Cicada 3301 purportedly designed these puzzles to sift through the masses and recruit highly intelligent individuals. While the ultimate goal of this initiative remains veiled in mystery, speculations are rife. Some theories posit that Cicada 3301 is a secret society, others stretch the narrative towards a cult or a religious sect. There's also chatter suggesting that puzzles were a recruitment pipeline for the NSA, CIA or MI6 or even cyber mercenary groups. Yet others speculate it's an alternate reality game, albeit one that hasn't been monetized by any individual or company. Needless to say, there are a lot of theories but not a whole lot of answers. The purpose, identity and breadth of Cicada 3301's narrative continue to be a fertile ground for speculation and investigation, making it a captivating subject within and beyond the cybersecurity community. The internet will tell you that the last Cicada puzzles was in 2014. However, users of the image board 4chan will tell you the last post appeared in 2017. Okay, some question posts. October 28th, 2017, a series of posts on an image board called 4chan appeared. The conspiracy theory was initiated by an anonymous user known as Question. Question began posting cryptic messages, with the first one concerning an imminent arrest of Hillary Clinton, allegedly, apparently. HRC extradition already in motion, effective yesterday, with several countries in case of cross-border run. Passport approved to be flagged effective 10:30 at 12:01 a.m. Expect massive riots organised in defiance and others fleeing the US to occur. US military will conduct the operation while the National Guard activated. Proof check, locate the National Guard member and ask if activated for duty, 10:30 across major cities. Millions of people flocked to the boards and read these mysterious messages. Followers of the Questions became known as Anons. It was widely believed that Questions comprised of a team of individuals, military insiders, powerful civilians, and President Trump against the deep state cabal, a network of influential people controlling the world. The name Question is thought to be derived from a US security clearance, which typically stems from the Department of Energy. I'm just using Question because you know what YouTube does. From day one, both media and the government attacked both the Question messages and the Anons who were decoding them, which basically means answering questions that were being asked by post and tying them to current news stories. There were thousands of articles written to discredit the movement. Followers were labelled domestic terrorists by federal agencies. Cyber attacks were launched against 4chan, which later migrated to 8chan. This did not deter its popularity as more people became curious about the phenomenon. But the movement didn't just attract followers, it also attracted a group of people thinking they could capitalise off a ready-made fan base. Over time, the Question posts evolved to include a wide array of conspiracy theories, some old, some new. Many of those conspiracies have been proven to be more fact than fantasy. Exactly. If you go on this place here and you search for, this is where it is, right? And if you search, say let's search Epstein, right? And you have many posts regarding that person. Okay? Epstein Wexner, before Wexner got busted. There are so many. There's Nick Rhodes from Duran Duran with Ghislaine Maxwell, Nat Rothschild and Nefer Suvio. Look how many there are. This is just one person's name in the search. And you will find many posts on that one thing. Okay. Ultimately, the movement, despite facing numerous platform disruptions and content bans on mainstream social media platforms, has demonstrated resilience, migrating to other platforms to continue propagating its ideologies. The movement has also found support and amplification from certain public figures and social media personalities, further fueling its growth and reach across different platforms and countries. Note, there is no such thing as QAnon. There is questions and there are anons. Whoever controls the narrative controls the world. In an age where information is both a weapon and a shield, the narrative, the story told, the perspective shared, the version of truth propagated, holds immense power. Immense power. Whoever controls the narrative, in effect, shapes the perception of reality, steering the consciousness of the masses towards a particular direction. Now, a lot of people say it's a psyop. In a way it is, but it's a good side. Look, there's good ones and bad ones. I'll tell you right now, I've got cats about to climb on the keyboard. This is not a new concept. It's a practice deeply rooted in the annals of history. You see it in every advertisement, every TV show, every news broadcast. Yet oh no, I somehow had my keyboard on. Well, that's the cat for you. It's what cats do. If the earth was flat, they'd push everything off the edge. I'm kidding. Oh no, now I've got to find where I was up to. Oh, you little munchkin. Okay, hang on a sec, guys. I'm so sorry. Oh, cats, what do you do? Okay, we will find it. It is here somewhere. Okay, here we go. Let's try this again. Where was I up to? Yep, I'm about here. Okay, I think. Am I? Maybe. No, okay, I was reading that. There is no such thing as... There are questions and anons. And I was up to here somewhere. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yet in a digitally connected world, the reach and impact of narrative control has been amplified exponentially. Narrative shaping is a potential tool and a perilous weapon, depending on the hands that wield it. The narrative forms the lens through which we view the world. It simplifies complex reality, provides context, and evokes emotions, making information relatable and understandable. This is the foundation of the fifth generation warfare, quiet weapons for silent wars. When a narrative is controlled by a particular entity or group, it shapes your public discourse, molds opinion and influences your decisions, both on an individual and collective level. And now I have a cat wanting to get out the door. Hang on, guys. Do you just want to go out? If you go out, stay out. Go on. Do you want to go? Quick. Quick. Smiggles. Come on. Go. I know you want to. You're looking at the door. Come on. Good boy. Oh my goodness. Things are just not going right this morning, are they? Oh my goodness. Okay, this control over narrative is also often pursued by various actors, governments, corporations, media houses, and groups of influential and powerful individuals. Each of these have their own set of interests and agendas. In the political realm, narrative control is a linchpin for garnering support, neutralising opposition and directing the national discourse. By framing issues in a particular light, dictating the terminology, language and definitions used, and deciding which aspects are highlighted or omitted. Those in control of narrative can significantly impact public perception and, by extension, the political landscape. When you control the political landscape, you control nations. When you control nations, you control the world or globalisation. In terms of the movement, a well-crafted narrative can enhance reputability, evoke trust and drive loyalty, while a tarnished narrative can lead to loss of faith. So what does that mean to us? The media, also called the fourth column, plays a crucial role in narrative formation and dissemination. However, in a scenario where media outlets are owned or influenced by political or corporate entities, the narrative can be skewed to serve vested interests, thereby compromising the integrity of information and misleading the public, as we see. We've seen the mainstream media do this. How do you find a way around the mainstream media? Interesting, isn't it? And when the public decides it's had enough of mainstream media, a market opens for independent journalists and reporters. Enter the social media influencers of our age and the drive to control them. The rise of social media has freed narrative control to some extent, allowing individuals and grassroots movements to challenge mainstream narratives and bring alternative perspectives to the fore. Except it also paved the way for misinformation, echo chambers and divisive narratives to flourish. But it went beyond this, because it wasn't just the media influences. It was this mysterious and powerful message being spread on the image boards 4chan and 8chan. Since it couldn't be discredited, it needed to be controlled. Whoever controlled the narrative and the flow of information can control the world. The B drops. What better way to control the narrative than control the message that were leading the people to freedom from those who were controlling that narrative? And there are many groups stepping up to the plate, ready to do just that. If the boards couldn't be taken down, then why not fake the posts that were being posted there? So a group called the Majestic 12 came together. Majestic 12 isn't the UFO and alien group that you're thinking about. The name was co-opted. Their mission was to take over the Question Research Board on 4chan and later 8chan and ultimately the Question Movement. They had a built-in audience. All they had to do was obtain control. So the boards were hacked, fake posts were made which looked like they came from the user posting as questions. The messages in these posts directed people to the Ingersoll Lockwood website. They used a VPN. It should have been untraceable, except it wasn't. Every post has what is called an IP hash, a scrambled version of your IP which is attached to every post. The poster of the fake question posts immediately posted under his Anon account in response to the fake question posts. He was immediately caught. The community was understandably upset. Jim Watkins, the owner of both 4chan and 8chan, were forced to launch an investigation. The posts were found to have been made by Global Volunteer. Global Volunteer was an Anon who went by the name Baby Fist, aka Laughing Man, aka Ghosted. Once Baby Fist was identified, he made a post on Gab which said the following. Hello friends, this is one of the few platforms I have left. Wanted to let everyone know I'm not B, I'm Baby Fist, Laughing Man, Patch something, George Orwell, or ABQ8, or any other name you wish to call me. I assume it was Sergeant B who posted as B, SGTB who posted as B. We are friends and did work together to influence QR between 420 and 5520. We'll not tell them who SGTB is, so don't ask. We were clear and open of our intention then. I will always be clear and open with Anons. I'm not B. Sorry for any issues this has caused you at Jim Watkins and the question community. It seemed like the matter was settled. Plot twist. A video emerges 6 months later showing Jim Watkins and an Anon who goes by the name Baby Fist in a Las Vegas hotel. Let me just say, Baby Fist does not sound like a nice name. There's a 9-minute video there. Profile of a syndicate. How do you infiltrate an online movement? For starters, it would involve a complex and highly orchestrated effort to infiltrate and potentially manipulate any movement. What resources would it take to do this? Financial backing. It would require significant financial resources. Why? Purchasing media companies, cybersecurity firms and conspiracy theory sites would take a substantial and sustainable cash flow. This would be a critical element in executing any plan. Organisational structure. The organisational structure would be similar to an organised criminal enterprise. This would include hierarchies and chains of command. This organisation would be structured in such a way as to emphasise on secrecy, loyalty and control. Political motivation. Clear and specific political interest would be defined. This would include the purchase of media companies on both sides of the political spectrum. Token personalities representing the opposite side of the aisle may be employed. Their goal may be to manipulate public opinion or to protect their own interests. Cyber capabilities. This group would have the means to both hire individuals with hacking skills and potentially resort to blackmail, demonstrating a willingness to engage in illegal activities. Information warfare. The Syndicate would engage in a form of information warfare. One method would be by targeting anonymous message boards where the movement's leader posts vital information. Coordinated disinformation campaigns would be launched through various conspiracy theory sites. Secrecy and anonymity. The Syndicate maintains secrecy by using multiple layers of intermediaries, making it challenging to trace their involvement. It would also make it highly difficult to map their network. I remember when they were getting attacked or people were trying to infiltrate. A strategy of infiltration, media ownership. Through the acquisition of media companies on both sides of the political spectrum, the network would easily be able to control the narrative. Through this, they could manipulate public opinion by promoting or discrediting specific messages or individuals related to the movement. Cybersecurity companies. The acquisition of cybersecurity firms provides the organisation with advanced tools and knowledge to infiltrate and disrupt the targeted messaging boards. They may exploit vulnerabilities, conduct DDoS attacks, or employ other hacking techniques. Recruitment and blackmail. This organisation would recruit individuals with hacking skills or manipulates disgruntled insiders within the anonymous messaging boards. These individuals may be enticed with financial incentives or coerced through blackmail. Blackmail material may be obtained through the discovery of personal and private information, such as personal identities, information regarding family members, and information about current employment. Basically, anything that could be used to extort control would be. Disinformation campaigns. The organisation would spread disinformation through the conspiracy theory sites they controlled. Attempts would be made to create confusion, distract, and sow discord within the movement. By strategically releasing misleading or fabricated information, they can weaken the movement's cohesion and effectiveness. Anonymity and secrecy. They would take measures to hide their true identities and intentions. Some of these measures may seem extreme. Operating through intermediaries would be vital. Using encrypted communications channels to avoid detection. Individuals would be set up to be ousted or targeted as a distraction should it be required. Does any of this seem familiar? A personal note. I currently fear for my personal safety. In the last week I've had attacks that were more than just doxing. But yes, I've been... Oh, sorry, that was my arm of the chair. But yes, I've been doxed. Some of the information is correct, some of it's wrong. I will not confirm or deny anything in order to keep my personal identity just that, personal. I've never lied about who I am. I've always tried to be accurate in my message. The problem was I got a little too close to the truth. If it was just a doxing or trolling, I would have disregarded the attacks as normal. However, they weren't. Some of these attacks were beyond my technical understanding other than knowing it is possible. Then there was the attacks against several other Anons. They were precise and purposeful. These attacks are coordinated. They aren't random. There is a specific reason as to why they're happening. I'm going to expose that reason. If something happens to me, there are others who have that information who can share it. The only way to win the game is to change the rules. I changed the rules. We have it all. To my attackers, I cannot be threatened. I cannot be coerced. I cannot be blackmailed. There is nothing you can do to me to stop what is coming. It is not a game. To be continued. People are saying lawyer up. Ooh, I hope she's careful, Madam Punisher, there. But yes, so if anyone says, oh, it's a psyop, it's this, it's that, in a way, yes, but it was meant to give people hope and also another way. Another way to go. Okay, I'm still there. My goodness. Okay, we're back. So I'm gonna repost that one. Quick nitwit. Hang on. Nitwit said there's so much evidence we're going to show you things that nobody would believe. Let's have a listen.
Of somebody, and they get the Justice Department on you, and they said he spoke badly about the election. The election was rigged. I mean, he spoke, and there's so much evidence. We're going to show you things that nobody believed, but it was a rigged election. But so they asked Ron DeSanctimonious, and he said of somebody, and they get the Justice Department.
I don't even. Oh goodness. There's so much evidence we're going to show you things nobody would believe. I believe that. Jack Pozo breaking. This is a couple of days ago. Democrat megadonor tech bro Sam Bankman-Fried himself found guilty on all 7 criminal fraud accounts. Let's have a little look. Found guilty, eh? I thought he was going to get away with it. How about you guys? Okay. Where's the story? Tech bro and Democratic Party megadonor Sam Bankman-Fried has been found guilty on 7 criminal fraud counts stemming from his crypto company FTX and its fiscal relationship with the Alameda Research. The month-long jury trial concluded in the guilty verdict that the jury will now decide his fate. He could face up to 115 years in prison. Oh, please, someone do that. CNBC reports. Okay, Bankman-Fried 31 pleaded not guilty on all counts of wire fraud, security fraud and money laundering. The jury did not take long in their deliberations. The central question for jurors was to consider whether Bankman-Fried acted with criminal intent in taking customer funds from FTX and using that money to pay for real estate, venture investments, corporate sponsorships, political donations to the Democrat Party, and to cover losses at Alameda, CNBC reports. In 2022, Bankman-Fried's crypto empire came crashing to a halt, as we know. He'd been living with his girlfriend Carolyn Ellison in what was termed a polycule in the Bahamas. If you're wondering what a polycule is, just think of an orgy kind of relationship thing going on. I don't know, that's what I think it is. He ran FTX, a crypto exchange, while she headed up Alameda. Much of Alameda's holdings were in FTX proprietary coin, and the value of FTX was bolstered by Alameda holding so much of that coin. Wow, what tangled webs we weave. When Alameda was short on cash, it would be propped up by FTX. The two companies together appeared to be worth far more than they actually were due to this intimate relationship between companies and their, what are they, CEOs, owners, I don't know. When the head of crypto exchange Binance Changpeng Zhao began to have suspicions in the fall of 2022 that the value of FTX was not actually as high as had been reported, he made it known he would sell his holdings in the company. That created a rush on FTX, and as investors tried to withdraw their crypto, it became apparent the company simply did not have it. In fact, they were short some $10 billion. Bankman-Fried had been moving funds from FTX to prop up Alameda. Zhao and Bankman-Fried appeared to come to a deal in which Binance would buy FTX, but when Zhao took a look at the financials, he said he would not go through with it. It was that bad. This was the beginning of the end for FTX and Bankman-Fried. Malfeasance was slowly but surely revealed over the coming months, and eventually he was charged. The saga of FTX and its sudden demise captured attention due to the relationships of its founder, Bankman-Fried, with Democrat politicians and causes. He was a major donor to Dems during the 21-22 election season and was the second highest donor behind George Soros, giving nearly $40 million to Democrat politicians. He also gave to some select Republican candidates. He was the largest donor to the Protect Our Future PAC, which gave substantial sums to Joe Biden in 2020. So finally, some kind of accountability. Tom Fitton said your tax dollars pay for congressmen's DC apartments. Well, you know what? Here in Australia, our taxpayer dollars pay for their housing, not your politicians, but our politicians' housing as well. It's ridiculous. They should pay their own. Alexandra Marshall said they're all changing their tune pretty quick now that the subsidies are drying up and they're forced to sell shitty EVs into the free market. You can't drive an EV in the Australian outback, not for long periods of time. It just doesn't work. Look, Australia's a big country, right? A big country with a lot of open land where there are no petrol stations for miles or any way to recharge your EV. So you're going to go out there and just stop in the middle of nowhere. You're going to dehydrate. You're going to die. Toyota Australia boss says electric vehicles impractical for most Aussies and reveals why they're not as eco-friendly as they seem. Well, what do you know? Ian Miles Chong said, do you agree with her? Ali Samako said, banning weapons of war on the street isn't about infringing on you, it's about protecting. Let's have a listen to this drivel.
Imagine you're in a bowling alley with a handgun and a perpetrator walks in with a military-style weapon and a bulletproof vest. There's literally no way you're going to be able to defend yourself.
Headshot. Hello? Is she stupid? And if everyone is armed, someone's going to know and shoot him in the head before anything happens. Or he'll get a couple of shots off, but someone will shoot him in the head pretty quick. Take a leg out, take an arm out, if you can. I don't know how good you are at aiming, but... oh, go for a headshot. She's silly.
Banning these weapons of war on the street isn't about infringing on you, it's about protecting you. Imagine you're in a bowling alley with a handgun and a perpetrator...
That's the biggest load of BS I've ever heard in my life. Seriously, it really is. The biggest load of BS. The only way... Look, criminals are going to have guns whether you ban them or not. Doesn't matter. Then only criminals and police have guns. By the time you've rang the police, you're dead. So... you're better off being armed, being able to protect yourself and your family. And I'm an Australian, and I'm saying that, so there you go. DOQ said ... Populations don't like wars, they have to be lied into it. That means we can be truthed into peace. This is a great cause for hope, and this is what I believe that movement, the question movement, is all about. We can be truthed into peace. Bill Milligan, new Border Patrol unknowingly released an African terrorism suspect into the US after he was caught crossing legally into Arizona on the 10th of the 3rd. 10-3. 1 week later, on 10-10, HSI notified ICE that he was wanted in Senegal for terroristic activities. ICE then arrested him in New York City on 10-17. This means a wanted terror suspect was roaming freely in the US for 2 weeks after crossing the southern border illegally and was released into the US by Border Patrol, who had no idea about his background at the time. How amazingly dangerous is that? I asked a trusted Border Patrol source how something like this can happen. Response: if BP checks come up negative, then they assume he's clear. If derogatory info is developed through another source like an attaché or biometrics info that shows up later, then it gets loaded into a shared database. BP doesn't have the luxury of sitting on these folks for weeks. Border Patrol. Border Patrol's sounding more like Paw Patrol. I don't know, under Biden anyway. I mean, I'm sure the people are good workers. They're being told not to do anything. That's what the problem is. Alexandra Marshall said EVs completely destroy the second-hand car market. They cannot be resold because their batteries degrade and cost too much to replace. Instead of cars that live for decades, they'll be worthless in a few years. Imagine how many more cars will end up in landfill. What's this? EVs are routinely resold and their batteries often last longer than the life of their vehicle. I don't think so. Not the ones coming out of China anyway. DOQ said the final countdown.
So, I think in light of all of the things going on, and you know what I mean by that, the fake news, the Comeys of the world, all of the bad things that went on. It's called the swamp. And you know what happened? And you know what I did? A big favor. I caught the swamp. I caught them all. Let's see what happens. Nobody else could have done that but me. I caught all of this corruption that was going on, and nobody else could have done it.
And it's called infiltration instead of invasion because he's not part of the swamp, but he is very wealthy. So he does hang in circles, which would have given him a lot of information, I believe. Teresa said the front page of today's The Weekend Australian. Well, would you look at that? You can rest easy, all you conspiracy theories, whack jobs, nutters, tinfoil hatters. For 3+ years, the truths you've been telling have showed up in the corner. Have showed in the corner. You've been ridiculed. Notice that feeling of relief inside when you read this front page news by the paid lying mainstream media who are all more than consciously complicit in this cover-up. That's right, you were not crazy, you never were, and while you don't need the lying paid propagandist lamestream to verify what you already knew, you can show this to your friends and family. The next step will be showing them death and injury details that have been kept from them. Please go easy on them. This will be a horrendous shock for many, many people. Remember how you felt so horrifically betrayed and conned when you first found out? They're going to feel like that and will be in need of support. COVID cover-up. How science was silenced. I think Tony Fauci was trying to protect his institution and his own reputation. There you go. Full article screenshots. Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. I don't need to know anymore. Unusual Wales. SBF, Sam Bankman-Fried found guilty. However, around 40% of Congress received donations from SBF and FTX that were mixed user funds. Only a few politicians returned or donated the funds. Here's a full list of everyone who's received funds from FTX and Sam. Oh, dear me. Okay, if you want to take a screenshot and have a look at, you can make it bigger once you've taken a screenshot. That's up to you. I'll go through each one. Oh, wow. SCC was the biggest one. Biden Victory Fund was the next biggest one. Heartland Resurgence was equal to Biden. Anyway, if you want to protect our future PAC, whoa, House Majority PAC, FF PAC. What's an FF PAC? That's not a false flag PAC, is it? GMI PAC, Inc., America United, SMP, and a whole lot more. Wow. And the people. Wow. That's interesting. Okay, so there you go. Aussiebot said sack a lot of them. Malcolm Roberts said the Reserve Bank is raising rates to send enough people with mortgages broke so that, on average, Australians stop spending money. The RBA hopes that will bring down inflation. They don't mention the RBA caused inflation by creating $500 billion out of thin air to compensate for government's COVID lockdowns. The RBA either doesn't know what it's doing and needs to be fired, or it does know what it's doing and definitely needs to be fired. Oh my God, it's never going to stop, is it? You can't tell the people, you've got to show them. Oh no. Dr. CIET17 said how many people know someone or is related to someone who was diagnosed with cancer and has since died. How many people who died did chemo or radiation therapy? How many who died did not do chemo or radiation? Please take the time to share your stories, comment and repost. The public needs to hear directly from you. You probably couldn't find someone that hasn't been touched by this subject in some way nowadays. That's how permeated our society's become of illnesses. And you know what those illnesses are caused by, don't you? If you haven't learnt from COVID, I don't know. I think from birth on. Customers. They're creating customers. Fletch17 said happy 11/3 Eve, which nothing happened. Assange visited by Tucker, SBF guilty. I suppose things did happen. Politicians stepping down, it's getting good. Great video by Dilly Meme to kick it off. Have faith, patriots. And I don't think I can play that. I'll probably get censored for that one. CCG Bryson said women need to stop listening to each other and listen to men instead. Botox and fillers are hideous 100% of the time. Your husband won't be honest with you because he doesn't feel like making you upset, but he also thinks it's ugly, I promise you. Oh, no. Well, hey, I'm a female, and honestly, not nice. I don't think it's nice at all. Some true horror stories out there, as we've seen. Real Ben said, be true to yourself and trust yourself. Never bend the knee and people please. That's the kind of culture that allowed the branch Covidians to flourish during the pandemic. You develop self-confidence by doing what feels right at the deepest level, not the surface. People-pleasing, ego-protecting, self-numbing level. You develop self-trust and confidence by living in your integrity. That must be where mine came from, because I had no confidence before I did this. And I knew exactly what I was talking about most of the time. Cowboy to be, W to be, I don't know. The Federal Reserve has a lot in common with a game for kids aged 8 and up. This is what all our reserve banks seem to be running like. What if the bank runs out of money? Some players think the bank is bankrupt if it runs out of money. The bank never goes bankrupt. To continue playing, use slips of paper to keep track of each player's banking transactions until the bank has enough paper money to operate again. The banker may also issue new money on slips of ordinary paper. Sound familiar? Okay, now this guy, he just went into, he was interviewing, right? And who do you think all these people here are, right? I can't show you the whole thing, but they start having a go at him, and he's holding his side pretty well. I just wanted to show you some stupid woman who tried to get involved. Let me see. Without showing you the whole thing. See, they're now trying to, this bloke's pushing right up on him, trying not to let him question anyone about he's doing it, trying to interview people. Okay, now they get a bit too close, they've hit him, okay, you can't see it, but this girl here starts hitting him with a flag. You should, ooh, see? Equal rights. Oh, God. Oh, dear. Freya, replying to Real James Wood, said, good question. If 10,000 Russians crossing the Ukraine border is an invasion, then why isn't the 2 million people crossing the American southern border not called an invasion? Mark Ultra Mega 1A 2A said, so MAGA announced on Twitter, this is being sarcastic, of their intent to overthrow America. When they attempted to set insurrection without any weapons, poor little Adam bought a gun because he was scared. By the way, he's the same sad little crybaby that has me blocked. Meanwhile, Pelosi turned down additional security that was offered by President Trump. Not adding up for you either. Good reason for that. There was no insurrection. Free the prisoners. Adam Kinzinger, this is by Mike Sington. Adam Kinzinger reveals he took a gun to work at the US Capitol on January 6, 2021 because he knew there would be violence that day. He knew it from what he saw on social media. So, right, so MAGA announced it on Twitter, right, yeah, sure. And they went in without any weapons, yeah, sure. So they were trying to overthrow, yeah, sure. But, I wonder, are we sure the person who shot Ashley Babbitt was the person who shot Ashley Babbitt? We only seen a hand. Did some guy get thrown under the bus? It wouldn't have been him, would it? No, of course not. I don't know, I'm just like throwing things everywhere at the moment. Eric Matheny said Alex Shepard will do 19 months in federal prison for doing exactly what these folks are doing. Okay, these are the Palestine protesters. One American News said the FBI raids home of top Eric Adams fundraiser. So not him, but someone under him, I think. One of his fundraisers. On Thursday, November 2nd, 2023 at 12:34 p.m, New York City Mayor Eric Adams left a series of immigration-related, oh, for goodness sake, White House meetings early to return to New York City shortly after arriving in Washington, D.C. due to the fact that federal agents had raided the home of his most prominent fundraiser. Brianna Suggs, a close consultant whose business has received over $150,000 from the mayor's campaign team since 2021, had her Brooklyn residence busted into by federal officials. She received more than $16,500 in personal payments from Adams' accounts. Property records show her business, Suggs Solutions LLC, is registered to a family-owned brownstone located at 929 Lincoln Place in Crown Heights. I heard screaming maybe 2 or 3 hours ago. A neighbour of hers told reporters. I heard helicopters also. The house is boarded up. Additional city documents indicate that Suggs, I don't know how to say that, receives monthly payments from Adams' political campaigns. On Thursday afternoon, it was still unclear who would be representing her as her legal defence. Adams' scheduled meetings in Washington, D.C. were reportedly meant to function as a forum for discussing the expanding immigration crisis that has engulfed New York City. A representative at City Hall directed questions to Vito Pitta, Adams' 2021 campaign attorney. They reckon they held it to the highest standards, the campaign, and will comply with any inquiries as appropriate. Okay. Things are happening behind the scenes. We don't get to see all of it. Elon Musk just replied to himself and went, Because watch what happens here. I'm sure you know what's going to happen. This lady in the purple dress or maroon dress or I don't know. Yep. Oh, plenty of them. Look, we've got plenty to put in there. Look, we've got more than one. We've got 2, we've got 3, we've got 4, we've got just as many as you like. Are these people doing the same thing? Or are they just confused and they think that's how you do it? Yeah, we just go under here and just put them in there. Let's see, is she going to chuck a couple or just the one? Oh no, she's just putting her one in. They just think after that, oh well, that must be how you do it. That was in Georgia, in Gwinnett County. Very interesting, isn't it? Teresa said, do you know what the Ben Gurion Canal is? Do you want to know why the US... Oh, this was another take on what's happening in Israel. You know the Suez Canal? Is it the Suez Canal? I'm pretty sure it is. Anyway, they want to build another one. And that's why they need to go through Gaza to do it. Because I think Egypt owes the Suez Canal and the Americans, French and Europeans want another canal that they run. I don't know. It's up to you what you believe. Chief Nerd said Tim Kennedy on why a terror attack on US soil could be imminent in light of what's just happened in Israel. There are a few paragliders where they flew paragliders over borders and they were able to kill 1,400 people in one day, and that was 1,000 insurgents in total, and I don't believe this. And then you took a look at the number of people that have been coming over the border for the past 3 years that we know are radicalised. We know they're on watch lists. It should scare you to death. The position that we're at, oh look, okay, I don't believe in what's happening necessarily here, but I do believe that people are crossing the borders that shouldn't be crossing the borders, and we're going to have a problem in every country. We're going to have a real bad year, they reckon.
Once people are here and they cross over, there's not a real screening process in terms of like who's a criminal, what your history is in your country of origin.
Yeah, you want to get a weird Google thing. Google how many known people on the terror watch list have made it across. And it'll scare the crap out of you. So Department of Homeland Security and the FBI, you know, we have these gigantic lists of people that are on terror watch lists, criminal watch lists. And the number of those that we have captured at the border obviously is just going to be a drop in a bucket of those that have made it across. And, you know, it is in light of what just happened in Israel where, you know, they...
Yeah, okay, you're going to go into what happened in Israel, which, yeah, I'm not sure. Seems all kind of set up. I don't know. Squawk said, I would venture to guess that his God and my God are not the same. Matthew Perry, oh, hang on, let's have a look. Let's have a listen to this guy.
Something crazy about the Matthew Perry memoir is he admits to making a Faustian prayer with God in order to become famous. Perry said that 3 weeks before the Friends audition, he got on his knees and told God, "You can do anything you want to me, just make me famous." He says, quote, 3 weeks later, I got cast in Friends, and God has certainly kept his side of the bargain. But the Almighty, being the Almighty, had not forgotten the first part of the prayer as well. He goes on to admit that Faustian prayer that I made was a stupid one, the one of a child. It was not based on anything real, but it became real. A Faustian bargain is a pact that a person makes, selling their soul for a worldly good or material, such as riches, fame, wealth. The Faustian bargain is also called the deal with the devil. In an interview with Bill Maher, Matthew Perry said that he believes in a higher power and that he has a close relationship with him.
I know that once you've referred to it as a force, and I believe that. I believe that a higher power. There is a higher power.
Right.
I believe a very close relationship with him. It's helped me a lot. And
somebody's on your side.
Yeah.
Matthew Perry admitted that everything is in this memoir. He didn't leave anything out. And one of the more interesting things is that the last chapter of his memoir is titled Batman. And his last Instagram posts were all about Batman, leading up to the end of his life.
That's interesting. What do you think? Do you think that the God they preach to or ask for favours is not the one we do? Liz Krogan said, why is the alleged that mother effer's not real, the chick on the plane, chick posting about cold pizza? Creepy. Tiffany Gomez says, I'm the stranger you locked eyes with at the airport and imagine a life together. Really? Why should... Very cold pizza. Oh. Wow. Okay, I don't even think it's the same chick. We don't know. That chick was really upset when she got off that plane. And then I've seen an interview recently with her saying she saw nothing. I think they replaced her with someone else who's trying to say that they are her. I don't know. I could be wrong, very wrong. Larry Cook said, were patients killed for the dollars? Kelly Victory said, hospitals received upwards of $14,000 per patient admitted with the diagnosis of COVID and $47,000 per patient who died with a primary cause noted as COVID on the death certificate. Fraud was rampant. Many actually died of heart disease, cancer, trauma, etc., but were coded as COVID deaths. Well, were any patients put out of their misery for that? For the money? It's an interesting question, and one I'd like answers to, actually, because I think the answer's going to be yes. Peter S. St. Ongier, I don't know how to say that, sorry mate. We put kids through 12 years of day prison, followed by 4 years of $100,000 of beer-soaked brainwashing, and we wonder why so many come out either brain dead on the inside or feeling betrayed. Why so many young people quiet quitting? Okay, you wonder why so many people don't trust the system. Let's have a look.
Why so many young people don't trust the system? It's because this is America 2.0. Brainwash kids for 8 hours a day until they're 18. Tell them they have to go to college and go $100K in debt or they'll never succeed. Make student loan debt unforgivable, more expensive yearly, and yet their parents' tax dollars go to those same schools. Make it illegal to have unpaid internships where you actually learn rather than just theorize. Pressure the top performers to go into 2 of the most uncreative jobs out there, Wall Street and consulting, or idealize startups that will require sleeping on floors, racking up massive debt from VCs so 1 out of 10 of them can end up on the cover of Fortune. Then get mad at them for not working hard enough and quiet quitting when they can't afford houses, they hate their jobs, and their loans keep stacking. If that doesn't keep their heads down, then send them to war in a foreign land. We have to fix America 2.0. That's why kids don't want to keep playing this game. I wonder why so many young people don't...
How about you go back to the original America? The one the Founding Fathers wanted for America. I don't know, I agree with her. Then a lot of people are doing stupid university courses like gender studies and race studies and... How about history? How about true history? Oh, dear God, what a mess. Clandestine said the West have given up on Ukraine. Zelensky's top advisor are leaking to the media he's delusional and there's no path to victory for Ukraine. The NAFO idiots and propaganda consumers are removing their little Ukraine flag from their names and bios. It's over, and everyone knows it. It was at this moment he knew he effed up. Stu Peters said, Christian Zionists want to protect Israel so that the third temple can be built and Jesus can return to destroy all the Israelites who do not convert. I wonder how many of them actually know that. And that's up to you whether you believe it or not. Okay, Paul Mitchell said, translation, globalist banker and green nut bar Mark Carney has been pre-selected to replace the sinking ship that is Liberal leader Justin Trudeau. Rest assured he will be worse than Justin in almost every way. I know that's hard to believe, but watch and see. Carney will run the next election on a universal basic income platform and be hailed as a saviour by lazy socialist city dwellers from coast to coast. You've been warned. I don't know about Canada too much, guys, but isn't there someone on the opposite side? Oh. Wall Street Silver said Europe is starting to wake up. The people are demanding mass deportations and want to defend their European culture. Finally, watch the local media in those countries, though. They're all bought and paid for. They will describe such ideas as radical far right. The idea of wanting a safe and secure country is now deemed by the European media as far right. You'll be called Nazis, you'll be called everything. Radio Genoa said Austrian patriots, this is again the Austrians. Okay. So, where's the rest of us then? Leading reports said breaking former President Trump's attorneys have filed a lawsuit to ensure that a Secretary of State, Jocelyn Benson, a Democrat, does not have the power to disqualify Trump from the 2024 Michigan elections. They're going to try, though. Okay, Thomas Massey said never trust politicians who say they can reduce inflation by spending your money. They can prevent extreme weather events by limiting what you eat and getting you to pay so they can prevent extreme weather events. They can stop a virus they created by forcing you to take pharmaceuticals, and they can improve life by varying clocks twice a year, which has just happened a couple of weeks ago here in Australia. I didn't even know, and it put me right out. But anyway, let's not worry about that. Philip Seuss said, holy hells, the rental vacancy has fallen to its lowest point on records. The mass immigration program is a disaster. Which country is that in? Philip Seuss, where's he from? George Zabo said, interesting. Okay. It seems like this is a Palestine protest. Oh, sorry. Okay, I think they're protesting to stop this. Hang on, let's have a look. I want to see the Palestinians start protesting these people. Because I don't think Palestinians are not going to win against these Maoris. I can tell you that right now. If it did come down to it, my money's on the Maoris. Brock Riddick said the man leading the fight made all bathrooms gender neutral. The fight make all gender bathrooms. Is a convicted child molester. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Ezra Levant said Justin Trudeau just dressed his son up as a child that was beheaded. Oh my God, just stop and think about that. Hadrian seems to have misplaced something, but that's not going to stop him from trick-or-treating. Oh dear. That's quite disgusting, Trudeau. I don't know, I don't want to like it, but Ezra Levant shared it. I'll like it just to acknowledge that I've seen it and used it. Wall Street Silver said, I think I might be late to the game learning about this. Student loans are really messed up. I started with an $80,000 loan I've been paying for 10 years. I paid $120,000 and I still owe $76,000. How the hell is this possible? Lots of people are realising that the loan they took out between 18 to 22 years of age is not an anchor on their entire lives. Think twice about the degree you're going into debt for. Let's have a look.
I just checked my student loans because I needed to get the information to someone, And what the fuck? I started with $80,000. I have been paying for 10 years. Last year, I paid $6,000 lump sum because that's really the only way to get it low. That took it down to $76,000 after I've been paying for 9 years. The grand total is I have paid $120,000 and I still owe $76,000. How the fuck is this possible? What? I think I might be late to the game learning about this. Student loans are really messed up.
I actually feel a bit sorry for her. I know I probably shouldn't, but I do feel a bit sorry for her. That is messed up. And I do believe, and I think I've got a bookmark somewhere, that Trump wants to let kids go to college for free. And it'll probably be something they need to learn rather than stupid university courses that have no real life use, really. Okay, watch the godmother of vaccines, Catherine Edwards, wilt before your eyes during a deposition in preparation for an injury trial. Now, she gets really nervous all the way through this. I'm not going to play the actual volume if I can help it, but...
So I think that what you're at...
She's trying to act like an old grandmother. Well, she might be, yeah, look, she's getting a bit... Look, they're asking her hard questions and she's getting a bit... Oh, I don't know. And she keeps touching her hair, her face. She's starting to really get nervous, I think. It's more towards the end. She's trying to argue her point. I'd play the whole lot, but I think this is going to be one I could probably play on Rumble. But not... I don't think I can play it on here. Now she's being quiet because she's being told. She doesn't say much. Look. She's wilting it. Wilting. Oh. No answer, really? Just yes and no's. Oh, she's got a kind of a...
I think that that's probably the answer.
Is that your accurate and truthful testimony?
Yes.
Thank you.
You've got to say the whole thing, really. I'm gonna retweet it anyway, but if you watch the whole thing, she's getting grilled, and that is, the more she gets grilled, the more she goes down. Okay, John Q BHD ons bullshit detecting. First, you have to ask why other Muslim countries won't take the Palestinians in as refugees. Jordan won't, Syria won't, Lebanon won't, Iraq won't, Saudi Arabia definitely won't, Egypt doesn't want them, and yet dumbass woke West will blindly open their arms no matter how effed up or culturally different they are. Stupid is as stupid does. And what did Dr. Ross McGregor? You must read this as a plan to push Gazans into Egypt and settle them all in the West. Yep, because no one else wants them. The director of the New York office of the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights, Craig this man, has left his post, apparently. Absconded. Dr. Eli David said, queers in Palestine. Hamas executes prominent commander after accusations of gay relations. Wesley Yang said this is key. This is really the first time in the age of mass communications that adversaries of the United States have had messaging supremacy within the United States, proselytizing directly to the American youth, a major coup, and it happened without anyone noticing. TikTok's propaganda algorithms help convince an entire generation to support the massacre of Jews. Imagine what TikTok will do when we need to stand up to China. Breaking, California's been sued for pushing COVID jabbies in schools. Albanese takes hypocrisy to a whole new level. You couldn't make this stuff up, okay?
Scott Morrison should stop jumping in the cockpit of planes pretending he's a fighter pilot.
And what does Albo do? He jumps in the plane pretending to be a fighter pilot. Bloody idiot. Yeah, you little toss bucket. Okay, Jimbo said we've got 5 years before we boil again, apparently. What's this one?
The Reagan administration has proposed making airbags or automatic seatbelts mandatory for new cars. Critics urged immediate action. And finally, a federal report today predicted possible catastrophic warming of the Earth by the 1990s with the strong climate change. I'm Jessica Savage in New York.
This is really old news, isn't it? When was this? Because 5 years has come and gone? Because our 9 News here in Australia is saying Earth has just 5 years left to avoid catastrophic climate fate. New study claims 9 News. Okay, I'm going to go over to the other bookmark. Oh shoot, where am I? My other bookmarks, because I think I've got more over there. Where am I? Let's go. Let's go, Brandon. Come on. Okay, Jack Danger said breaking US Representative Speaker of the House Mike Johnson is releasing all 40,000 hours of January 6, 2021 CCTV footage to an unbiased news organisation called The Blaze. What are your thoughts? Do it. That's my thought. Alexandra Marshall said there have been arrests lately of migrant parents who took their infant children on holiday to the nation they fled from. And just reread that. There have been arrests lately of migrant parents who took their infant children on holiday to the nation they fled from. While there, they performed the barbaric female genital mutilation on them and returned to the UK. In other words, they try to circumcise the girls. I'm sorry, but if you're holidaying to the nation you fled from seeking asylum, your refugee status should immediately be revoked. You're clearly not a refugee. And I agree. Look, if any of them go back to holiday where they came from and saying they're fleeing because they're a refugee, they should be sent back. Dr. Anastasia Maria Lupus said Bill Gates has already lost his marriage due to his friendship with the convicted Jeffrey Epstein, but he's about to lose a whole lot more according to investigators who revealed the globalist billionaire is about to be thrown under the bus and prosecuted on child rape charges. Let's see. Where is this from? I can't look. It doesn't even. Okay, the People's Voice. Okay, the People's Voice. If you trust the People's Voice, hopefully Bill Gates will be arrested soon. We can only hope and pray, can't we? But he does need to be arrested. Dr. Russell McGregor said, are you ready for another autistic decode? This will... Oh, I don't know if I can. I might have to save this one for Rumble as well. Elon said judge orders a new election in Connecticut town after surveillance video showed ballot stuffing in drop boxes. This has happened here. It's beyond reasonable doubt. The only question is, how common is it? I would say very in any place that the Dems wanted. Judge overturns Bridgeport Democrat mayoral primary election, calling evidence of fraud shocking. The volume of ballots so mishandled is such that it calls the result into serious doubt and leaves the court unable to determine the legitimate result of that primary. Clark wrote in his ruling, adding that the videos are shocking to the court and should be shocking to all parties. So there you go. Things are happening in the background. We're just not, being told up front. The Patriot Voice said yours truly will be appearing on OANN with Pearson Sharp talking about his landmark lawsuit against the Anti-Defamation League. The segment will run multiple times a day. As soon as I get the exact time of the premiere, I'll let you know. You can read more about it here. Gateway Pundit. I can't emphasise just how important this is. This lawsuit potentially affects all of us, our constitutional rights, and it's absolutely precedent-setting. I cannot do this alone. If you feel so inclined, you can help with Give, Send, Go. The FBI is openly targeting real Donald Trump supporters as MAGA extremists. The federal government believes the threat of violence and major civil disturbances around the 2024 US presidential election is so great that it has quietly created a new category of extremists that it seeks to track and counter. Donald Trump's army of MAGA followers. Our government is not only weaponising the FBI DOJ against political opponents, they're shifting the focus to you and me. If you support Trump, you are now MAGA extremist enemy number one. The timing is uncanny. Just yesterday, I personally filed a relevant landmark $25 million defamation lawsuit against the Anti-Defamation League. The ADL trains the FBI from 2014. Did you know ADL trains every new FBI agent on their role as protectors of the American people and the Constitution? They're not doing a great job, are they? Hey, the FBI needs to be arrested too. No, sorry, broken. More defendant works closely with law enforcement agencies such as the FBI and local police departments across the country, providing training on extremism and on those like Mr. Sabal, whom it designates as extremists. Yeah, they can go shove it. I mean, this guy, he should take it further, obviously. He should take it as far as he can go. I'm behind you, mate. Go. The Michael Knowles Show. Does Ohio have a serial killer? What's this? Let me have a listen. I think I looked at this quite a few days ago.
There's an actual serial killer. This Ohio woman who was just charged in connection to the deaths of at least 4 men that she had met for sex. This according to the cops here. It could be more men. Her name is Rebecca Auburn. She's only 33 years old. Clearly lived a little bit of a...
Wow, 33. She looks like 63. Goodness.
hard life if you look at her mugshot. She's accused of robbing and fatally drugging victims in January, 2 in April, 1 in June, according to a joint statement from the Attorney General of Ohio and the Columbus Police Chief. And here is what the AG said. AG said, "Don't buy sex in Ohio. It ruins lives and could cost yours." Obviously true. So the woman was a hooker, I guess, and these sad sack men were paying her for sex, and they wind up getting killed for their trouble. Which underscores a point that I've made for some years now against legalizing or decriminalizing sex work, against the hookup culture, against swipe right culture. It is better to sleep with people you know. And it is even better to sleep with people you like. And it is best of all to sleep with your spouse.
Exactly.
And that, I guess, is controversial today. In fact, that is controversial. If I were running for office and I said, hey, I used the Norm Macdonald line. I said, hey, sex is obviously a filthy, shameful thing that's only meant for procreation, and you should only do it with your wife. If I came out and said that, the Jen Psaki's of the world, the liberal commentators, the Democrat politicians, they would laugh at me. They would call me crazy. They would mock me. They would pretend that my view was totally fringe. That is the view that has been held by most people in most civilized places on earth for all of human history. And it's been mocked in recent years. And then even the Attorney General of Ohio, then even some of the liberal media, if they report on that story, they're going to have to admit it's true. It's the old, what Rudyard Kipling called the gods of the copybook headings. The knowledge that we've all had for so many years that the radicals and the revolutionaries overthrow, and they say, oh, our ancestors, our grandparents, and all the people before them, they were just dumb idiots. They didn't know anything. We've invented the world anew. It's all different now, and men can be women, and babies don't have to be babies, and all the old rules no longer apply. But they do. The rules keep coming back because it's not up to you. It's up.
Oh, shoot. I don't even know where I was up to.
People in most civilized places, then even some of the liberal media, if they report on that story, they're going to have to admit it's true. It's the old, what Rudyard Kipling called the gods of the copybook headings. The knowledge that we've all had for so many years that the radicals and the revolutionaries overthrow, and they say, oh, our ancestors, our grandparents, and all the people before them, they were just dumb idiots. They didn't know anything. We've invented the world anew. It's all different now, and men can be women, and babies don't have to be babies, and all the old rules. It's up to reality, okay? And the more that you twist your political ideology away from those sometimes inconvenient, sometimes undesired facts of reality, the more likely you will be to find yourself a victim of political chaos, or in this case, a victim of a serial killing psycho hooker.
There you go. some serial killer
Is an actual serial killer.
Psycho hooker is loose in, oh no, she was loose in Ohio. I think she's been arrested. Beware, everybody. Because no wonder people are getting killed at a higher rate, you know, with hookup culture and things like that. You don't know who you're meeting, especially if you're meeting people online. I agree with him. You should be only sleeping with your husband, really. But that's just me. Pizza Peppy said, dang, and some of you all said I was crazy for calling the Maui fires what it was planned. I'd say this is pretty good proof. Our government does this every day. Okay, this looks like it's been cut through. Okay? This photo here, big slice through, right? That's what it looks like. Burnt slice.
Really urgent video. There is a Pentecostal church. The address is 1382 Olona Place, and it has some very interesting damage. The public is going to be allowed to go into this zone tomorrow, and there's been no investigation, no testing, no professionals have been able to really look into this damage. It's not...
Sorry guys, I just don't know if you can hear it very well. I'm just trying to find where the volume is.
Really
there is none.
Urgent video. There is a Pentecostal church. The address is 1382 Olona Place, and it has some very interesting damage. The public is going to be allowed to go into this zone tomorrow, and there's been no investigation, no testing, no professionals have been able to really look into this damage. It's not a fire damage. It looks like a laser sliced this structure in half. Literally what it looks like.
So from inside the building here, you can hear the traffic in the background. It's clearly inside the church. He's going to look at some of the structures. You know, that pedestal right there is not even burnt. It's not damaged. There's nothing wrong with it. The rest of the church is right along the seam there at the peak or the gable of the roof here. But what appears to be a precision line cut. I mean, surprisingly, there's nothing else in this church that was burnt or had caught fire. When you look at the roof here in close-up, and then down below on the floor, you can see the embers are small, nothing large. They fell immediately right to the ground. And this rectangular shape cut out the roof. I mean, what does that? If any of you have any clue of what could do something like this, please let us know. You know, I don't know, it's just a thought.
That is really hard to hear, and I don't know if you guys are actually hearing that. But they're saying that the laser went through this roof and it just left a small mark on the floor. Nothing else is burnt inside the church, and that people were allowed to go and have a look or something the day after November the 1st. So I don't know if anyone can go and have a look at that and see what's going on. But this video is so low in sound that it's really hard to hear. Okay, so Walter Rayleigh said, take a moment to consider how crazy this post actually is. Wales is currently 0.8% black. That's just 28,000 people in the entire country. And Welsh Labour thinks the paths of black history and Welsh history are indivisible. There is no history of Wales without the history of black experiences in Wales. It's a very, very small minority. I'm not saying that they shouldn't be, like, you know, discounted, but what I'm saying is Wales was always a white country. Jordan Trump, I'm going to go out on a limb and call this an insurrection. I could be wrong, not. These people are absolute lunatics, full stop. Protesters. Interrupt foreign aid hearing by screaming at the top of their lungs, ceasefire now, and from Palestine to Mexico, all the walls have got to go. So they think. Yeah, just let terrorists into your country, don't worry about it. I don't know, put these people who think this, from Palestine to Mexico, all the walls have got to push them out the front to fight for the country. Jordan Trump said, take them then. Why don't you take them? Okay, let's have a listen. Hopefully this sound is better.
Cannot begin to describe
shit.
to you the depth of the grief, the pain, and the shock that we are feeling here in Jordan. All of us are united in this grief, regardless of our origin.
So take them. Take them, really. Why don't you want to take them? What's the matter? Why don't you want to let your own people into your country? Do you know what Jews have done for 75 years? Let Jewish refugees from other countries come into our country. Because that's what family does. Oh, but what's this? You murdered thousands of Palestinians? Interesting. No judgment.
Cannot begin to describe to
Yeah, this chick here, sitting here, if she's so upset by it, why don't they take them? Why doesn't Jordan take them? Pop said this, nothing can stop what is coming. Dr. Jan Halper Hayes said, yes, it feels like we're in a holding pattern with this childlike wait and impatience. Think about this daily. Be grateful that God has allowed you to see what's unfolding. Others that are asleep are not so lucky. Ask yourself, why you? Why now? You've been chosen, make no mistake. I hope so. Libs of TikTok said Boston's Children's Hospital has been given $1.4 million in taxpayer money for child sex changes. But I was reliably informed by the media that Boston Children's doesn't do sex change operations on minors. No, they're just getting given $1.4 million for it. If they're not doing it, where's the money going? Jacked off. Yeah, I am too. Labor lies to win elections with fraudulent policies they can never deliver on without socially dividing and economically bankrupting the nation. They then leave it to the Conservatives to get the country out of the shit heap they've caused. Albo is on this path. Come on, man. Said Labor's driving Australia into a recession quicker than they did in the 90s. Albo's handing out free ice creams in Leichhardt because he can't work out the change and has blown $600 million on an 18th NRL team that helps no one in Australia. Albo's desperation for legacy is extraordinary. So he just wants to leave a legacy, doesn't care how much it costs, and doesn't care how much it bankrupts the citizens of Australia. Trump girl on fire said, oh my God, white woman, what a jerk. Hey, white women, you are a threat to commies on the left. David Hogg said we will never end gun violence until white women in the suburbs, are supposed to be EN, not white woman in the suburbs, but white women in the suburbs, stop voting for the Republicans, who are endangering our schools and communities by flooding them with guns. Okay, instead of guns, would you like terrorists, David Hogg there? Actually, David Hogg looks like one of the shooters. If you played with his face a bit, you know, with a computer. Yeah. Was this handy book one? I'm not sure. One of them. Todd with Trump said what pees us off most is the fact that these sons of bitches were intentionally and purposely colluding with social media companies across the board, and they damn well knew they were interfering with the First Amendment protections. It had nothing to do with Homeland Security, nothing. Thank God for senators like Rand Paul who back our constitutional rights. Yeah, this insane man here.
Media companies to discuss content moderation?
We do not meet with social media companies for the purpose of instructing them to take down content.
You have never had any meetings with the social media companies to discuss content moderation?
What we have done in the past, Ranking Member Paul, as I shared with you previously, is we, along with other federal agencies, have met with social media companies in a public-private partnership to speak of the threats to the homeland so that those companies are alert to them.
Do you think a threat to the homeland is a discussion of vaccine efficacy?
I do not, Ranking Member Paul. And
if you'll have your staff read, and I think it'd be good for you to read also the Missouri versus Biden case, it lists time and time again discussion of constitutionally protected speech that has nothing to do with national security. So when you say you didn't meet to do with that, yes, you were meeting, you just disagree with the characterization of it. Were you meeting with social media companies to discuss content moderation? And your answer to that is no?
My answer
That's the specific question. Did you meet with them, and were you meeting with them to discuss content on the internet?
My answer remains the same, Ranking Member Paul, that we met on a periodic basis with other federal agencies.
They can't answer yes or no. It's a simple freaking question. Hello, Mr. Mayorkas. Answer yes or no.
And a group of social media companies to speak with them about the threat environment that the homeland faced.
Right, and this includes discussion of vaccine efficacy, mask efficacy, Hunter Biden's laptop. Are these meetings still occurring?
Ranking Member Paul, they are not. We do not participate in any such
And
meeting.
the reason the meetings aren't occurring is because a federal judge placed an injunction on you, and the Biden administration acknowledged that they're not having the meetings. So you need at least acknowledge that the court is talking to you about this and saying what you were doing was violating the First Amendment. Director Wray, same question. Is the FBI still meeting with social media companies?
We're having some interaction with social media companies, but all of those interactions have changed fundamentally in the wake of the court's rulings.
That's sort of an acknowledgement that perhaps you weren't just talking about national security, child pornography, and human trafficking, right? You had other areas of discussion that did involve constitutionally protected speech.
No, that's not an acknowledgement of
Well,
that.
then how did you change your behavior?
Out of an abundance of caution, in order to make sure that we don't run afoul of any court ruling. I would say, by the way, of course, that the injunction has been stayed by the Supreme Court.
Did anybody from the FBI ever discuss constitutionally protected speech with social media organizations?
Not to my understanding.
Vaccine efficacy, never discussed any post concerning vaccine efficacy?
Well, certainly not, because to my understanding, as you know, the FBI was the first and for a long time the only agency in the intelligence community to assess that the COVID origin was most likely from a lab leak. So the idea that we were engaging in...
I commend you for that, but the Twitter files and other indications, as well as the Missouri versus Biden, list many cases of both DHS and FBI discussing constitutionally protected speech. Vaccine efficacy, mask efficacy. People who said, my brother got the vaccine and died yesterday. And the brother actually did die, but proof of cause and effect is one thing. But taking down posts like that was part of the discussion in these meetings.
Not by the FBI. We would not have been engaging with social media companies about vaccine efficacy, to my...
What a load of rubbish. BS. They did. We know that. My stomach's growling again. Gunther Eagleman said Joe Biden did this. Senator Marsha Blackburn said the White House admitted Hamas is holding nearly 500 Americans hostage in Gaza. Interesting. What's Joe going to do about that? Nothing. Rosita Diaz said Australia's rental crisis continues to worsen thanks to the Albanese government's record immigration program, which saw around 500,000 net overseas migrants land in the country in 2022 to 2023. Craig Kelly said electric car bubble bursts from Joe Nova. It's been a crushing week for the EV industry as bad news has been brewing for months was laid bare in the quarterly reports. Across the industry, corporate CEOs are all admitting demand is unexpectedly slow, orders are down, and suddenly projects are being delayed indefinitely. Volkswagen admitted orders are down a shocking 50% and they're sacking 2,000 jobs in the software division. Ford posted an operating loss of $1.3 billion for the quarter, meaning they're losing $36,000 for every EV they sell. They face a ghastly full-year loss of $4.5 billion, so not surprisingly, they're delaying the battery plants and plans to expand production. All up, they are now holding off on $12 billion in investments. The head of Mercedes-Benz described the market as pretty brutal space. Harold Wilhelm hinted that some manufacturers won't survive. I can hardly imagine the current status quo is fully sustainable for everybody. Panasonic has slowed EV battery production, was reduced by 60% in Japan compared to the same quarter last year. While its US plants were okay, profit forecasts of the whole energy division were down 15% and depend on US subsidies. In Japan, they depend on US subsidies in Japan. What the hell? News of cars kidnapping drivers and airport car infernos have added to range anxiety and crushing interest rates to squeeze the EV bubble till it popped. I had no idea that cars were kidnapping drivers. Oh, there you go. Good stuff. Give me a combustion engine any day. Yeah, Bill Gates deciding who's going to live or die, and the lawsuit filed in Colorado to keep President Trump off the ballot in Colorado 2024 was originally filed in early September of this year with the financial backing of George Soros-funded organisation called Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington. It should be called Citizens Against Responsibility and Ethics in Washington. It's called CREW. Meet Melanie Sloan, the founding executive director of CREW. In this video, she admits George Soros funds CREW, and she stutters when she's probed about whether Soros, the largest donor to the Democrat Party, gives CREW directives on what to do. George Soros is very happy with what we do, she says. I'm sure he is. Is she another one of these young global leader type people, or is she just like an idiot? I don't know. You can make up your mind about that. General TM said, she sounds nice, like a migraine headache. Point of view, you're on a date with a woman in a... oh, God. Watch out for this one. Ready?
Hi, wow, you have the exact amount of hair that you have in your profile photo. You have no idea how refreshing that is. Sorry, yeah, before we order drinks, can I just lay a few things out onto the table so we're both not wasting our precious times when we could be answering unread emails? So, I'm looking for a husband and someone to have kids with. Ooh, yikes, I know. I'm not saying right now you don't have to impregnate me on top of these menus. That's just what I'm looking for right now. So if commitment is like the boogeyman to you, I totally get it, but you know, boo. Also, I have never come to completion solely by having an eggplant inside of my flower garden. It's important that you know that. In my multiple years of being sexually active, it's never happened not once, so I appreciate you not making your entire personality about being the person who changes that. If it's gonna affect your manhood, I'm probably just not the girl for you, and I'm definitely not gonna spend the next 10 years pretending like I am, if you know what I mean. I'm a feminist, shocker, and I'm not necessarily saying you have to be. Labels can be weird. I just would prefer you not think that any man who willingly went to go see Barbie was gay by default. Also, that being said, my best friend's on standby and she will come save me immediately should you say anything even remotely resembling an Andrew Tate quote. That one's just for my safety. Now, last but not least, I'm looking for someone who wants me as a partner, not a cheerleader. The blonde hair can sometimes throw people off. So if you want a little more rah-rah, sis, boom, bah, Chris, I love that for you. You're a very attractive man. That's why you're here. I'm sure you can find a variety of options available to you at the local mall. Now, that being said, Chris, do you feel like we're on the same page? Can we order a drink and try not to talk about our ex for the next hour, or are we reading different chapters? Fantastic. Let me go pay for parking. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I would have walked out after the first sentence.
Hi, wow, you...
That's insufferable. What in the hell? I mean, it's good to be prepared, but shit, that's just too much, man. Like, how about hi? How you going? You know? Just small talk until you actually start getting into a conversation with someone. Oh, jeez. Okay, James Lindsay, woke set a stone, said as we watch what unfolds in our streets and university, it's easy to lose hope in Western civilization. But isn't it the case that we're also seeing is the left finally seeing a clear example of a campaign they can't just roll out in our societies? Yes, it is. Yet we saw Mayorkas, he's an idiot. George Papadopoulos said many are focusing on legalities and military strategy in the latest Israel-Palestine war, but let's focus for a moment on the Arab Street, the war for hearts and minds. Hamas is winning the region over. Iran is winning the region over. This is on the heels of Iranian military leadership currently in Beirut and proxy attacks on US military facilities in Iraq and Syria. Oh, by the way, yeah, did anyone know that you guys went to Syria? Remember the 7 countries in 5 years? We've seen this cycle of violence ebb and flow over the last decade, tit for tat with the same result. Only difference now is that the Middle East is not the same as it was even 10 years ago. I still have not heard a concise plan for how Israel envisions combating the idea of Hamas. Are they willing to jeopardise historic peace agreements to go all the way into Gaza and export the cause to Egypt or Jordan and allow Turkey and Iran to gain even stronger foothold in the Mediterranean? The true threats to Israel? Israel absolutely has the right to defend themselves, but bombing civilian infrastructure does not win the hearts and minds of their neighbours, and most importantly, many in the West. Setting the narrative matters. Dealing with the idea of Hamas matters. I don't see how desultory bombing helps Israel, even if there are tunnels there or some Hamas fighters there. NATO's second largest military, Turkey, is watching closely. Iran is watching closely. Egypt is angry. And from the Abraham Accords to outright chaos in 2 years. Yeah, I don't know how many of you know that actually Trump had peace between all these countries before Biden came in. Okay, let's have a little look at this. I don't know what this is. I'm not surprised. Government control. Let's have a look.
Biden's new AI executive order is a massive government overreach that will stifle innovation and give the government too much control over our lives. Under this order, the government will be able to demand access to any AI system it deems to be a risk to national security, the economy, public health, or safety. This means that the government could potentially demand access to the AI systems that power our social media platforms, our search engines, our self-driving cars, and even our medical devices. Once the government has access to these AI systems, it will be able to use them to track our movements, monitor our communications, and even manipulate our thoughts. We must stand up to Biden's AI executive order and defend our privacy and our freedom. Biden's new AI executive order...
Okay, so that's interesting. I didn't know there was one. Steve Friend said the FBI director admits his bureau is a domestic intelligence agency that sucks at collecting intelligence. Defund and delete the FBI. It's a stain on the country. Graham Allen said the FBI director just said it's time to be concerned. We're in a dangerous period. The gaps in our intelligence are real and it's something that we have concerns about. It's a time for vigilance. If you see something, say something. So in other words, they're useless. Miss Madeline said, since Epstein was trending again, it's probably the right time to remind Australia that Catherine Keating, formerly Catherine Keating, daughter of former PM Paul Keating, was seen leaving Epstein's house while he waved her goodbye back in 2010. She also has close ties to Maxwell. Okay, so I'm going to end that there today, guys. I mean, I'm going to read some of the comments, but I'm going to end the news there today. Okay, so who have we got in here? Cynthia, how you going? John Paul, how you going? Nisi, how you going? Thank you, Kai. Hope you feel better soon. Yeah, I'm just feeling a bit off. I'm not nothing I can put my finger on. I just feel like shit. Out to lunch, said, got my brother in town for our sister's funeral. I'll chat as much as I can, but just letting you know we love all of you. Oh, you two out to lunch? Teresa, how you going? Old birdie here from MI USA, just in time. Hey, all, hopefully all is well with you and yours. Hold the line, pray for humanity. Definitely. MJ, how you going? Something told me to check. Hi, guys. It was a surprise live this morning. I wasn't going to do a live. I was actually just going to do a video. And then it was 9 o'clock and I was sitting here ready to push record on the video and I thought just go live without the camera because I look like absolute shit today. Yeah. And it's been raining here, so I've got that Gene Wilder hairdo, you know, the fuzzy one. Who else have we got in here? Sherry, how you going? Eyes, how you going? Michelle App, how you going? Who else have we got in here? Damn it, Mandy, how you going? Simone. I might say people's names twice. Sorry, guys. Just trying to go through the chat's just jumped again, so we'll go back as far as I can. Hey, Kevin, how you going? Out to lunch said, but will SBF himself name names? Who knows? He might. If he is facing 111 years or something, he might to get, like, the time shortened. I don't know. I don't know how much they'll shorten time for him. Yep, Kai said, I bet he will if it shaves time off. MJ said, pics of him with Shifty as a child, guy's weekend warrior. He K'd it out. Kai said, at 2/3 sentence before parole, his only hope to ever get out. Out to lunch said, I get to get my gallbladder taken out soon. Oh, good luck with that out to lunch. MJ said, out to lunch, had mine out, easy breezy. Hey, Flyby Stew, how you going? Out to lunch said no problem, but found out why I was sick. Yeah, I'm still waiting to find out why I've been sick for like 19 years. Like, I've got a treatment and it helps, but I don't know why I'm sick for that long. But I think Timo's hit it on the head. Could be a nerve in the neck after being knocked the fuck out. Yeah, anyway. If SBF was anywhere near the island, he won't last overnight on the inside. Out to lunch said water engines are better in the environment. But look, I'll take a water engine if they can make one that gets out. You know, if they let it out. Kai said, when I was the guard, pedos either got protective custody from jump or a shank on the yard next time in it. MJ said bowlers are pretty accurate. Kai said one guy got a bar of soap down his throat. Out to lunch said centre mass would be the easiest. Kai said at Riverband they'd go one long, then the other lung, then berserk. Oh, one lung, then the other lung. Out to lunch said 10-3, October the 3rd. Yep. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Was there a 10-3 marker, though? Or was that 11-3? It was 11-3 at 11-4. It wasn't 10-3. Sorry, I had that mistaken. Kai said even on posted positions it was almost impossible to do much while run to them, but watch while run to them. MJ said, what the hell is with the bowling alley, huh? Lewis and Maine, weird. Kai said, my bowling is funky, fingers locked during a swing and the ball goes flying. Oh, that would be good. Kai, you sound like me trying to bowl. Out to lunch said, caught them all, no one else would have done it because they're all in on it. Flyby Stu said, there's a guy on YouTube got a Porsche EV, he owes 70 odd grand on it, being valued at 53 grand. There you go. I said, people who think Trump is coming back in office are all going to be crying. God of the heavens said Trump will not be back. I will agree to disagree, guys. And if anyone disagrees with me, it means you're turning against the Most High. Eyes, I don't believe that. MJ said FF pack. I thought the same thing. Yeah, false flag pack. Kai said, I refuse to buy a new vehicle. They're way overpriced. $15,000 for anything that breaks down within a year is ridiculous. Not only that, it's all the bells and whistles they've got on everything now. Like, serious, I put my 3 litres of milk on my passenger seat yesterday to drive home from the shop, and all I got was a warning that the seatbelt needed to be used. It was beep, 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 beep. It started off a slow beep, 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 then it just starts going beep, 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 beep. And seriously, I just felt like throwing my milk onto the floor, but I didn't. I just put up with it until I got home. It was only a couple of minutes away. But I hate the bells and whistles they've got on cars now. If you leave your lights on, it beeps at you. If you leave your door open, the keys in the ignition, it beeps at you. What if you're cleaning your car and you want to listen to the radio while you're cleaning out your car? You can't do it because it just goes beep, 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 beep. I hate new cars. Guy said in 15,000 only gets the bare bones beta version. Yep. Out to lunch said, Donna had a 2002 Dodge Durango. If I could buy another like it, I would. Yeah. MJ said, was always better to buy a 2 or 3 year old vehicle, but now those are my rent and demand crazy times. I said, old cars from the past are the best. Damn it, Mandy's laughing. I said, where is Alex tonight? She's missing. She doesn't know that I'm live. It was a surprise live, very last minute. I just went, go live. I didn't even schedule it. MJ said, duck lips are gross. Yep. Kai said, I'm hunting an oldie. Want something that'll run on whiskey if need be. Oh, that'd be good. Damn it, Mandy said, some people take it way too far. Just look at the Kardashians' ass. Yes, exactly. And I was laughing at whiskey. Ha 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 ha. Charles said, Hev, my girlfriend Hev. How you going, Charles? John Paul said, my wee ma can run on whiskey. Flyby said, I run a 53 plate 03 Skoda. Nice runner. MJ said, guys, don't you remember him having a monocle? Monopoly guy? Yes, I do. Yeah, what happened with that? Mandela effect. Now the monocle's gone. Kai said, I about used a smart on impulse, but it's fun, giant go-kart. Yeah, I'll take a giant go-kart. MJ said, throw things everywhere. Kai said, I got lucky and bought a collector's item nobody wanted. Hey Judy, how you going? Kai said, I named it the Compensator. Jeez, I thought that said something else then. I was watching a man believe he had period pains again. And the first thing I thought was, mate, you've probably got constipation from the medication you're taking. Flyby said, if you're considering buying an EV, be cheaper to buy a wind-up, more convenient. Yeah, I'd rather that, because at least if you break down the middle of nowhere, you can get out and wind it up again. If you've got an electric vehicle, you're stuck. Kai said, the Smart's not much bigger than a wind-up or tiny tots. If it breaks down, I can almost carry it. Oh shit, where'd I go? My chat's jumping. Where am I up to? MJ said, oh, they're matchy camo. Kai said, way cheaper to run the truck though. Next size up and my insurance company wouldn't cover it. MJ said, big head talking. Hey Joel, Matthew Perry's mum worked for Pierre Trudeau as his secretary. Oh, really? Oh. Yeah, he's probably sold his soul then. Kay said, apparently God wanted to drown him. MJ said, gross. MJ said, a la Sharon Stone pose. Joel said, Matthew Perry could have left some of the $125 million to a children's cancer society. It's what pedo Pfizer gifted them already. Sherry said, that's not the same woman. She was a stockier build, voice not the same either. That's what I think, Sherry. I don't think it's the same woman. The lady on the plane. I'm pretty sure that's what you're talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I don't think it's the same lady. I think someone else has come out and said, yeah, I'm her, trying to get some marketing going, you know, some popularity. Yeah. MJ said, Matt and Anunnaki is so much their New England Illuminati. MJ said, then I was looking up his dad's name and Grateful Dead came up. He wrote music, friggin' crazy. Really? Kai said, Zelensky, failed soap opera actor. Yep. Kai said, MJ, that's pretty cool. MJ said, and piano player, lol, sorry, couldn't resist. No, go for it. If you've got information that I don't have, anyone, stick it in the comments, please. Darren, how you going? Zena said, good morning, everyone. In the beautiful Hev family. Good morning, Hev. Sorry being stealth, but got a comment. No, that's cool, Zena. It's good to see you all. I said, anyone on earth who refuses to repent or come to Christ by faith will perish. Never sugarcoat it, straight to the point. In fact, Zena said, MJ, hope you're all doing well. Chat wasn't loading till now, so I have no idea what people have been saying. Zena said, I love the haka. Yeah, I do too. That they were standing up for Israel, so I'd love, you know, it'd be interesting to see the Palestinians protesting and then the Kiwis coming and doing the haka in front of them. Yeah, that would be interesting. That's what I meant when I said that, by the way. Kai said, by the way, has anyone else been over emotional lately? No, I've just been feeling lightheaded and like, whoa, okay. I think I know what the problem is. So they said they need to do this outside Parliament every day, 5 times a day. MJ said, Zena, good idea. Zena said, okay, you have no idea. Oh, I've been emotional. Zena said, God has been showing me stuff, breaking my heart. MJ said, everyone around me has, yep, emotional, worried about the frequency. Yeah, well, I suppose. Actually, my mum's better. She was very emotional before, crying at the drop of a hat. Now she seems to be doing a lot better. I know my son got a bit emotional last night. He had to come and vent to me. He goes, I don't know why I'm venting. Zena said, I went into town the other day and was frazzled, a mess. Kai said, just hitting the extremes for about a month, no real reason usually. Zena said, cried all day the next day, wondering what the hell is going on. Well, if you need to, just do it, okay? If you need to cry for a day, do it. Even if you don't know why. If you need to get it out, it's better out than in. Judy said, being an empath in these times is hard. Kai said, I know, right? MJ said it is evil student loans. Xenotron said, and all the BS violence and death, I do not like this world they are making for us. No, that we're here to change it. By pointing it out and letting people know there is another way to go, hopefully we can change this. Kai said, like being in a storm in the ocean in a life jacket. Yep. Judy said, we all need to be educated with truth. I believe that, Judy, highly. I just want the truth. Sana said, body language is saying it all. Shannon said, g'day from the Riverland, South Australia. How you going, Shannon? Hey, I hope your job's all right, Shannon. Let us know how your job's going. Are you all right there, or... Kai said, I agree. If truth hurts, then bring the pain. Yep. Sana said, defeated. People are saying, hey to Shannon. Sherry said, my granddaughter Kai has been having severe emotional episodes. I'm really concerned for her. Oh, really? Yeah, I think it's the build-up. The build-up to something big breaking. People are going to get very emotional, guys, especially when they start finding out what's been going on, you know, and they didn't know. They're also going to feel bad because they believed it. Oh, hey, Pamela, thank you for subscribing. Much appreciated. Yeah, so I think we're going to see a lot of people getting very upset when they learn what's happened and they didn't know. And they wouldn't listen to us. This is why they won't listen to you. They have to be shown, not told. Because the only way people are going to learn is if they're shown. Shannon said, you feeling better this week, Kai? And Kai said, oh, Sherry with a broken heart. Zena said, the frequencies are hurting our minds, making us think things that we wouldn't ordinarily, or not see things that we should. The only weird situation I've been in is just like feeling a bit off. And I can't say emotionally because I'm still laughing even when I'm sick, but I don't know, emotionally being a bit like, and also thinking, should I continue or should I just let everything go, you know? But I'm in for the fight. I'm in for the long run. So, and this week again on Friday, Saturday and Sunday, I will not be doing a live stream because I'm looking after Mum and little one again so that my daughter can have an actual free weekend. Because this weekend she didn't get to have a free weekend. The dad of the two boys didn't take the two boys. So she didn't get a good break. So I'm going to take my mum and the little one next weekend when the boys go to their dad so she can have a full break. Kai said, pretty good, all meds increased again, so far so good. Oh, that's good, Kai. Prayers for Kai, hopefully you stay that way. And prayers for Sherry's granddaughter and anyone else who's going through a hard time, either emotionally or physically or anything. Zena said, once we realise we are not each other's enemy, we will win. And MJ said, Xena, I was thinking the same thing. Shannon's given a thumbs up. Kai said, the EEG says I've almost constant micro seizures. Oh, Kai, really? Says I don't get how that's possible. Oh, Kai. Zena said, Sherry, remember the scene of the crucifixion? It thundered and people heard words. Zena said, the Apostle Paul saw a light and it spoke to him. I said, Hev, I said you little scrote and you said rust bucket. Sherry said, my 16-year-old ran away with a boy, got drugged with and beaten up and left in a park in 30-degree weather. I sent her to a dad to keep us. Oh my goodness, really, Sherry? Oh no. Prayers for Sherry's daughter. Kai said, wow, that's horrible. Shannon said, will she be coming home? MJ said, Sherry, I'm so sorry. Sherry said, these kids are being affected really bad. They are. They're also being very misled. Like when that guy was talking about like women and men and, you know, you shouldn't sleep around and all that stuff. I remember that stuff coming out in the 80s, you know, thinking girl power and all that, you know. And making women think it's okay to do the same thing that men do. That's one of the big things I remember. Kai said, so sorry for your troubles, Sherry. SW, how you going? Hope your mum's okay, Hev, and hello to all in chat. My mum's actually doing, I can't believe how well she's doing. Compared to what she was a month or two ago, and now watching her is like, oh my God, she's back. I thought she was a goner. I really did. But she's back. MJ said she's looking for love. Maybe being with her dad will be good now. Eye on her. Yeah. Oh, the poor thing. I said, come, Jesus, come, I know very soon, and you are taking us home before your Father Yahweh unleashes his vengeance and judgments on wicked evil last generation. Kai said, unfortunately, hindsight is always 20/20. MJ said, holy shite. Sherry said, I know, MJ, I adopted both girls to get them out of the system. Both parents were addicts, but her dad is doing well. My daughter is not. She is toxic for the girls. Oh, no. Zena said, she's scary. Out to lunch, said one sexy chick. Kai said, I look back and can hardly believe some of the things I've done and seen. Some incredibly stupid stuff and some really good things. Yep. Oh, believe me, I've been incredibly stupid myself. When I was younger, I've only just gotten more sense in the last few years after waking up. But, yeah. MJ said, sad sack men. Kai said, marriage is a sacred bond. Yes, it is. Zena said, abolish, change, bring back cycles. John Paul said, night, everyone. We'll catch the rest of this tomorrow. Morning, Hev. God bless you all. You too, John Paul. Zena said, change erodes the ground from under our feet, and cycles ensure we will always have ground to stand on. Kai said, bring back gender categories. MJ said, night, JP. Kai said, both of them. Night, night, John Paul. Oh. MJ said, serial psycho killer hookers out there. Shannon says, superglue is also a sacred bond. Zena said, when you realise how many men go to hookers makes you want to stick with what you've got, even if it's nothing, lol. Yeah, the problem is if you end up with someone who goes and sleeps around on you. I've had 2 long-term relationships where that's happened. Jesus. And it's only because they thought it was okay that they do that, you know. It's all right for men to do it. So, you know, that's what, yeah, exactly. BS. Kai said in the 80s I saw a gender sexual identity documentary about the brain differences between men and women. Exactly. Selena said, you all remember the China weather balloons? Do you remember they painted Maui with lasers? I saw that. MJ said, spouses are not guaranteed. Mine lied, got 2 shots. Oh. Selena said, I saw that too, Selena. Their cover stories are so frail. Shannon said, looks like the laser cut right through it and didn't come back and complete the other million passes a second. Darren said, I remember that, Selena. Ash said, that's not a laser beam, it's the burnt... That's not a laser, the beam is burnt away. Kai said, Selena, yep. Shannon said, check out laser rust removal or laser etching. Yeah, I was looking at laser tattoo removal at one stage. As long as it doesn't like burn straight through your arm or leg or wherever you've got a tattoo. Selena said, Darren, my husband figured that out and my research confirms it. Wild times. Kai said, a clear use of Jew weapons. Darren said the whole of Britain was white. Yeah, it was. Senator said, I think they have spontaneous human combustion weapon and they practiced a little bit around the turn of the 19th century, kind of disappeared, and now what do we have? I wouldn't be surprised, Zena, to be honest. Kai said, what can we do? MJ said, the body's like Pompeii, there's definitely a weapon. 23 Russian soldiers turned to stone after seeing an object. Yes, there's a weapon like that. Xenotron said, can't remember where I read it in the Bible, but it says it's not for everyone to see the judgment of the wicked. Not sure if I want to see the wickedness that will be judged, though. Kai said, oh, cheese and crackers, the Republicans. Shanna said, David Hogg has MK Ultra eyes. He does. But has anyone seen the picture of him next to Adam Lanza? I'm serious. Put David Hogg's picture next to Adam Lanza, and if you played with the computer a little bit, he would look like him. Darren said, so they went after white men, now they're on to the white women? Yep. Kai said, Republic Party was formed to combat slavery. Zena said, MJ, yes, the bodies are burnt and all the surroundings were melted. Sometimes the feet are still intact but not attached to anything. MJ said, shoot, don't look back, pillar of salt, and don't look up, blue beam. Zena said, Darren, no one's safe. They took away the toy guns from the kids. They use sticks now. Kai said, phone, be right back. Zena said, I can't believe Mayorkas. He actually believes what he says. Yeah, well, they actually believe it, or they're like, stupid or evil. I don't know. Zena said, and then he pulls a victim card. Pathetic. SW said, I used sticks as guns as a child. Zena flashed back to imagination. Sticks make great safe guns. We used to have, when I was young, something called a potato gun. And it looked like a little tiny handgun, a really tiny one, and you stuck the end of it in a potato, and you got a little, like, it was like a little, like the pellet guns. It looked like a little pellet, but it was just potato. We used to have a ball with them things. And then we had a real gun, and it was an air rifle, you know, a BB gun. And we used to shoot aluminium cans in the backyard with it. That was a lot of fun. We also learnt safety and how to use and how to aim. And it was bloody good. It was fun. MJ said, Zena, I saw the frog. The guy from Lahana said, had made me think of Pompeii because the guy interviewed said it was like Pompeii. I was looking at pics of Pompeii, then I remember the soldiers in Russia. I said the elites across the earth are going down in the rocks and the mountains every day because they know what's coming. They're terrified of the Father that sits on the throne. This is written and fact. Well, look, even if the elite do, if they were to hide in caves or underground, what does the Bible say about that? It'll make the ground fall on them. Zena said, MJ, who knows what they will have, but it's always for evil. Darren says it's not a bad thing for kids to play with toy guns. I don't believe it is. MJ said 2 survived, 23 were turned to stone. It's got to be a weapon. Zena said they found skeletons inside the home of the Buddha statues, didn't they? Zena said LBRY, they tighten the noose around their neck, every word they say. I said, heaven sent my beautiful Australian sister in Christ. I love you. I love you too. I love you guys. Kai said they think filibustering will waste the time and stonewall. And MJ said, wow, she dumb. Zena said there are so many people sucking off Soros. Yep. In more ways than one. Monetarily and probably literally. Zena said her eyebrows. I noticed that too, and I wasn't going to say anything, but her eyebrows, that lady who sat down and said, if you want to date with me, you got her eyebrows were awful. Just a little bit of thinning might help. Darren said she needs a hedge trimmer for her eyebrows. MJ said, dude, run. Selena said she's going to be single a long time. Yeah, like seriously, after that first sentence, I would have gone, stop right there. It's okay. I'm going to leave. Is that all right? See ya. Oh, I said flower garden. What she means is her vajayjay. Yeah, I know. Yeah. The, what'd she call it? The eggplant in the flower garden or something. Shanna said, send this girl a cat lady starter kit. Oh dear. That's exactly right. Zena said, agree, MJ. Sherry said, Shannon, right. Zena said, they do not think other people are people. Zena said, Obama. Change the rules of engagement. Legalise propaganda. Ruin the country with Obamacare. All fingers on the same hand of creepy Sharia. Yeah. Obama's a Muslim. I hope you know that. That's probably why they're letting them all in. I said Psalm 83-84, war is playing out right now in Israel. That is written in the scriptures, and the passages are jumping from the pages at warp speed. MJ said AI freaks me out the most, just saying. Darren said AI is an umbrella term. Almost everything a computer does falls under AI. Shannon said they already do that through that phone we're all carting around with us. Oh, shoot. It jumped again. Hang on. Oh, where are we? Jeez. Okay, I found where I was round up to. Kai said those Boston Dynamic bots are creepy. Yes, they are. Zen said, eyes, it happened centuries ago. We're just getting a replay like countless times before. MJ said, Darren, me no like, lol. Selena said, Shannon, if they tap my cell, they'd die of boredom. Can't remember the last time I made or took a call on it. Hey, Virginia, how you going? Zena said, MJ, have you seen the Black Mirror of the robot? Yes, I've seen that one, Zena, where they, something comes out of their back and it goes up into the air and then it just spits out all these bits of metal that they can track you with. And it goes into your skin. And the people are digging them out. Oh. That'd be an interesting reaction video to, I don't know how that'd go though, to Black Mirror. That's a frightening series. If you just watch it right, even if it's not frightening, it is frightening because it's just all about, most of it's about AI, computers and, you know, the way we live these days. Darren said, MJ, they are frightened more than you at the prospect of pure AI would report unbiased fact. It would report unbiased facts. MJ said, Devil Dog Boston Dynamics, I got a kick out a naked guy pulling it in the hotel room. Kai said the Schumann resonance have been going crazy lately, flipping, twisting, and even doing pattern kind of thing. Crazy stuff. Yeah, I've seen it do the, like the octagon shape thing. Cena said, yeah, I wish they hadn't humanised the concept. I said, no, Psalm has 83, has never happened before, and the earth is almost 6,000 years since Yahweh created this. Is a fact, not fiction, but Psalm 83 is playing out now as it's written. God is awesome. I heard the weirdest thing the other day. I was watching Life After People, the biggest BS of propaganda I've ever seen in my life. And they said the Aboriginals were here 2,000 years before Christ. So how long has it been since Christ was here? So that's a maximum of what, 4,000 or so years? I don't know, it was just I was just watching it going, what a load of shit, what a load of shit, what a load of shit. Everything they said, what a load of shit. How do you know? That's what I was asking my TV. How the hell do you know what's going to happen after people go? Oh dear. Selena said, okay, got to fly, be safe, head on a swivel, prayers for you all. You too, Selena. Selena said, our emotions affect the resonance, our thoughts and prayers stabilise it. Okay, if you get upset, just pray. Maybe that works too. And have a cry if you need to, but pray. Sherry said, stay safe out there, Selena. Xenotron said, eyes, you don't know history? I said, Xena, if you listen to NASA, they tell us we've been here for billions of years, all very wrong, just under 6,000 years, the Bible and Gematria to unlock the codes. Turn to Christ, he still can be on your side. I think most of us are turned towards Christ, eyes. It's just that we don't all believe the same thing. Shannon said, eyes, way on the highway. Darren said, what's he saying now? Oh, look, just agree to disagree in the comments. Santa said, who said anything about NASA? Shannon said, 15 grand, you wish 50 grand minimum. Yeah. Here in Australia, if you just want to buy a normal bloody car, it costs you a fortune for the basic model, you know. I said, heaven sent, everything I said is true, and in fact, I know you don't, eyes. But just agree to disagree with people. Instead of arguing, just agree to disagree. Kai said, newest Toyota 15k, still too much even for a Toyota. I think Toyotas here in Australia are way over 20k. I don't think you can buy a Toyota in Australia for under 15k. Shannon said, just connect the seatbelt with the no one in the seat. The milk was setting this off the sensor. Yeah, it was. problem is when I first get in the car, I forget, right? Then I'm driving. And I can't reach over the passenger seat to grab that seatbelt without the car going with me, you know, to the left. To the left, to the left. So yeah, I have trouble grabbing the seatbelt because I'm very short, see. I can't reach the seatbelt on the other side. And that's when it bothers me. I could pull over and do it, but no, I just want to get home. Xenotron said, "Eyes, what did Jesus mean when he said, 'Depart from me, because I never knew you,' and then they argue, but we prayed and cast out demons?" Darren said, "I like that my car beeps at me when I've left the lights on. I have had cars that don't and had many flat batteries in the morning." Yeah, Darren, but that's how we learn, wasn't it? I mean, I did that once, never did it again. Kai said, "Gotta go, guys, wife's home. Have a good one, Kai." Shannon said, "Commodore turns the lights off for you when you open the door." Yeah, see, I don't like these. I don't know. Some guy got out of his car in a car park and his lights were on, and apparently it isn't until you lock the door that the lights turn off or something, and he was walking away, and I said, "Excuse me, you've left your lights on." He totally ignored me. The lights went off when he went beep beep. And I understood why he ignored me. Okay. Okay, where am I up to? It's jumped again. Okay, where am I up to? Okay, Zetratron said, "I bought a 98 Toyota van after trading my beep beep with all the bells and whistles. Keep forgetting to switch off the lights." Kai said, "May the God, the creator of creation, bless and keep us all, and may the force be with you." MJ said, "God will sort. Mind your lane." Okay, there's a bit of an argument going on in the chat, guys. I'd agree to disagree, guys. Seriously. I love you both. Seriously. Agree to disagree, please. Darren said, "Strange seeing only one side of the conversation." MJ said, "Is any attention good for you?" Hey, Susie, how you going? Oh, my goodness. I'm going to have to skip a few comments here, guys. Shannon said, "Find out Wednesday." MJ said, "Hi, Pamela." Susie said, "I've been so depressed for the last 3 weeks, beyond tears, shut down completely. For the first time, I'm wondering if I'm meant to see this through. The heaviness is unbearable." Susie, pray. Pray. And if you need to cry, cry. Let her cry. Okay. Xander said, "I'm sure God loves you just as much as me, Eyes, which is fine by me, but you do not have the right to make people wrong." I'd just honestly agree to disagree. I think you're at an impasse. You can't, like, Eyes is stuck on his way of thinking, and yeah. I still love you both, don't worry. Hey, Menacing Muskrat, how you going? Remember the 5th of November, Guy Fawkes Day. MJ said, "Oh, Susie, we love you." Susie said, "I love you all too." Santa said, "Susie, chin up, love. The matrix is swirling all round us." Yep. It's going to come crashing down. Not on our heads, their heads, don't worry. Tara says, "Susie, you're not alone with those feelings. God will never put you through anything you can't handle." I've been through some shit, right, that I honestly thought I was never going to get out of. And here I am. And if I can do it, anyone can bloody well do it. Because I was like at the drop of a hat crying at one point in my life. Someone said, "Hey, how are you today?" And I just went, "Oh, no." Oh, how embarrassing. Anyway. You can handle this. I know you can. I know you've got the strength inside. You just got to find it. If you need to have a cry day or an upset day or whatever, or week or something, do it, but just pray, because you'll be okay. You'll be okay. MJ said, "Kai was talking about the heaviness, Susie. You're an empath." Zena said, let most of it just pass through you. I said, I can't read that one out. Pamela said, Susie, hang in there. So much is happening. It's difficult to decipher or understand it all. Let go and let God. You will get through this. Definitely, Pamela. Darren said, Zena, only God can judge. Christians are told never to judge. MJ said, Darren, 100%. Susie said, I'm at the precipice looking over and feeling absolutely nothing. I'm being blocked from praying. It's awful. Oh, really? Pamela said, do it anyway, even if you think you're blocked. God still hears you and maybe you're not hearing him. God's blessings on you, Susie, definitely. I said, heaven send, how is Bella and Mr. Smiggles doing, honey? I love your kitty cats. They're good. They run amok on me sometimes, and I've still got the stray cat coming up. He comes in to feed now, and he likes a bit of a pat, but I'm still wary of picking him up because he's so frightened. Like if I walk past him with my dressing gown on, he swipes at my dressing gown. Santa said, Susie, break the moments down into minutes or seconds and walk outside. Look at a tree moving in the wind, and then the bark, and then the insects. Dull down outside in nature. It helps. Darren said, the only person one can condemn is oneself. Only God has the right to condemn or save. Susie said, the black heaviness used to move through and out like a storm, but it's palpable and unmoving. I know it's not me. Zeta said, of course, Darren. Zeta said, but Susie, the light in you is greater. I said, Hev, why are you concealing your face today? Because I'm not feeling well and I look like shit. Oh, dear. Shannon said, do you see the trans man playing women's field hockey smash all the teeth out of the girl on the other team? I did hear something about that. Very quietly. Brutal, Shannon says, Zena. Yeah, I didn't watch the video. I just read the title and went, yeah, I don't want to watch that one. MJ says, Susie, Psalm 23, and you take an Epsom bath salt, soak in it, honey. Yeah, Susie, if you can't pray yourself, on YouTube there are people reading the Bible. Just stick it on. Even if you're going to sleep or something, just have it really low running in the background. Susie said, Zena, after 5 days you'll be able to go outside. What you can tell you, Zena, is that this isn't me. It's some kind of attack, very powerful. Menacing Muskrat said, we finally got a dump of snow. Yeah, I'm jealous. We didn't get any snow this year. Like, we had a little bit falling, but that was it. Zeta said, perhaps, not minimising love. Trust me, I haven't been through it myself and thought I would die with angst. SW said, spud gun, Hev. Yeah, it was a spud gun. Darren said, I used to love spud guns. Yep. And SW said, me too, Darren. Zena said, but there was nothing I could do. No one to help, alone in the bush, stuck there, and somehow something surrendered and God started showing me stuff. It was worth it. Susie said, MJ, I haven't been able to drive for 3 weeks, but I'll try tomorrow. The nightmares are horrible. I keep saying the Christ invocation. When I say it, I get relief for a while, and then it comes back. Okay, if you're having trouble sleeping, play the Bible while you're sleeping on a very low volume. If you can. Because it might help. MJ said, Susie, are you in a city highly populated or near a tower? Zena said, I lived under a tower in Tassie and had a heart attack out of nowhere, but it was like my stomach was microwave first. It actually bubbled. Oh, no. Okay, where am I? Okay. I'm lost in the comments. Okay, I finally found it. So that was Zena. Your stomach bubbled. Oh, my God. Menacing Muskrat said, hello all, it's snowing, yeah. Oh, get some footage. Susie said, MJ, yes, in a large city, MJ, but in a residential area, haven't seen towers. I said, heaven sent, I was shot dead with a sawn off in my dream the other day. It was so powerful, I was not scared, but I died. My soul left my body, I was floating about. No cops or ambulance anywhere to be seen. Yeah, I died in my dream once. They reckon you died. You don't. Believe me. Susie said, oh, Zena, that's terrifying. I'm sorry, that makes me so angry for you. Darren said, don't send the snow this way, Muskrat. Susie said, wonderful to have snow, Muskrat. Wish it would snow here. MJ said, they can be hidden in church steeples near me. Yes, in the steeple. Susie, I mean at Epsom salt bath every night. Distilled water only, no tap. Try Psalm 23. I'm praying for you tonight. And until we talk again. Melissa and Mike finally got you on the live. Good to see ya. Tammy, how you going? Hey, Hev, so glad I found you again. Your channel disappeared from my feed. I've been deleted twice. And I'll never forget that. Zena said, still wonder if I died because nothing's been the same for me since. I'm kind of invisible now and going through some kind of review. MJ said, I'm afraid to watch Black Mirror because it seems freaky-deaky. It is freaky-deaky. And it kind of turned my stomach a little bit. Like, for not being a horror movie or anything, things that mirror real life are more horrific to me than any horror movie is. Although now I'm thinking most horror movies probably mirror real life and what these people have done. Susie said, MJ, I'll get an extra large container of Epsom salts tomorrow from Costco. Darren said, maybe that's it, Zena. We all died and this is Borderland. Yep, Twilight Zone. Zena said, no, I'm alive. Not the same I like, though. Susie said, by the way, no Hev alert again. Yeah, I didn't actually plan this live. I just jumped on at 9 o'clock. My time. Zena said, I've been asking the heavens now for a while. Am I dead? MJ said, Tammy, hello. Yeah, Pamela and Tammy, hello. And Mike and Melissa and Mike, hello. Zena said, I was on my own when this happened. I came to with the head in the cat dish. Came to with your head in the cat dish and never went to a doctor. I woke up confused. Ooh. I said, Zena, I'm sorry about your heart attack in the past. I'm glad you're well and alive. God bless from the heart. MJ said, Susie, empaths pick up others' emotions. That's why I hate the city. In country, my body lets go. I sleep much better. You are a receiver like a radio. You have to learn to tune your boundaries. Melissa and Mike said, most small new cars are about 20 grand, not cheap. Susie said, yeah, was Matthew Perry demised? I can't think of anyone that wears headphones in a hot tub. Yeah, I can't either. I don't know. I kind of think he was. I don't think it was natural, put it that way. I don't think it was a natural drowning. Is that what they said? He drowned or something? Zena said, eyes. His hand is always on my heart, but there are some doors that only he can control. He led me through the horror without another human. Joshua, how you going? More exposure of fires that we already knew happened. Of course, Google's doing everything to cover it up. Makes them liable, though. Well, it also makes them liable in the big scheme of things that they were censoring people. I'm still waiting. And I will wait, and I will do something about it eventually. Me being deleted. They said misinformation, but it wasn't. Turned out to be true. I said, Zena, bless you truly from my heart to yours. I never mince my words. Tammy said, my daughter's an empath and has a hard time with it. Yeah, empaths are going to have a real hard time. Zena said, MJ, yeah, it's dark black pill, that Black Mirror, and you can't remove it. Susie said, hi, lovely Hev. How you going, Susie? Zena said, Hev, I'm not angry with eyes. Oh, good. And I said, Zena, from me to you. Zena, from me and you are okay. I love you from the heart. Zena said, I just wish eyes would be a bit more creative than broken record. Oh, yeah, saying the same thing. Susie said, I'm living on rescue remedy right now. Shannon said, I once got a birthday present of telepathic abacus. Some feel that isn't a very good present for a child, but in reality, it's the thought that counts. Oh, shit, it's jumped again. I'll find it. Up or down? Down. Okay. Zena said, Hev, back in the day we all had pretty good support systems and things never got as bad as what it gets today. It's terrible, yep. Yeah, people separate from their families and don't have a support system around them. And Menacing Muskrat said, Leviticus 19:18, thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbour as thyself, I am Lord. MJ said, thank you, menacing. Zena said, why did the narcissist cross the road? Zena said they thought it was a boundary. Shannon said, also the ice hockey guy kicked his opponent in the neck with his ice skate and killed him. Yes, he did. I saw that. MJ said, for supply. I said, exactly, do not judge, and I have an opinion freely from the creator, but you're right. Sherry said, I think we're all being attacked in different ways, Susie. I'm being attacked through my love for my granddaughters. Satan knows what'll hurt us most. There, Menacing Muskrat has put the audio Bible in. There you go. You can also get it on YouTube. Zena said, yeah, bubbled like when you boil water in a microwave. Yep. Blue, blop, blue, blop. Menacing Muskrat said, Black Mirror is their way of telling us it's universal law. They must tell us what they are doing. Exactly. Shannon said, that's right, Muskie. Darren said, Black Mirror ends with the whole world being nuked. Does it? I haven't seen the ending then. I think I saw the first two seasons, whatever you call them. Zena said, Joshua, there's such a thing as perverting the course of justice. I said, you're right, the Satanists must tell us what they're doing in plain sight. Susie said, I wish we could all meet right now to fellowship, trade hugs and pray together, definitely. MJ said, what is a telepathic abathus? I said, Susie, I agree. Sherry said, I'll pray for you, Susie. All I've been doing is praying these days. Yep. Menacing Muskrat said, Deception Bites does a good breakdown on Matthew Perry. Oh, I haven't seen that. Susie said, I pray for all of you too. And Shannon said, abacus. Okay, do you want to tell us what an abacus is while I roll a cigarette? Which I shouldn't do. Yep, MJ said, but Shannon, what is an abacus? I don't know. What is it? Hang on. No one got that joke. Okay. Let's see. Is that how you spell it? Oh, it's an abacus. Okay, the counting thing. What was the joke about it? Hang on. Oh, I can't find it now. Oh, jeez. Okay, what else have we got? Iran wants war. Look how close they put their bases, to their country to our military bases. Oh, dear. Darren said, I chuckled at it, Shannon. Manual calculator. Darren said, MJ, it's an abacus that you use with your mind. Susie said, Hev, could you please read 93rd Psalm out loud to us, please? Okay, hang on. What was it? 93rd. The whole lot, or? The Lord reigneth, he is clothed with majesty, the Lord is clothed with strength, wherein he hath girded himself. The world is established, that it cannot be moved. Thy throne is established of old, thou art from everlasting. The floods have lifted up, O Lord, the floods have lifted up their voice, the floods lifted up their waves. Am I reading the right thing here? The Lord on high is mightier than the noise of many waters, yea, than the mighty waves of the sea. Thy testimonies are very sure, holiness becometh thine house, O Lord, forever. Okay. What was the movie that was Chevy Chase pretending to read some... Oh, Psalm 83, was it? 83. Oh, I don't want Wikipedia, for God's sake. I want the actual... '83 says, Keep not thou silence, O God, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and Hagarenes. Now, do you say that Gebal or Jebel? And Ammon and Amalek and the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre? Assur also is joined with them. They have holpen the children of Lot, Selah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, as the brook of Kizon, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb and like Zeb, yea, all their princes as Zebah and as Zalmunna. Who said, Let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession? O my God, make them like a wheel, like as the stubble before the wind. As the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. I'd love to talk like this again. Thy will be done. As the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire, so persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Lord. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Jehovah, art at the most high over earth. Is that what you wanted me to read? Susie said, Matthew Perry's cousins lived in my city and I used to babysit them in high school. We are separated by less than 6 degrees, I think. Shannon said, Fletch. Is that where Chevy Chase goes, thine, the holy, Davidians, and like he starts talking in the... Menacing Muskrat said, is that the second time a hockey player has been killed on the ice by skates? MJ said, sweetie, 1 degree if you babysat them. Zena said, Matthew didn't handle the scene very well. Zena said he struggled a lot. Susie said, which one of us the psalm that mentions the sword and bucket, shield and buckler? MJ said, Tucker Carlson and Matthew Perry looked a lot alike. I don't know if it's the eyes or nose or what. Menacing Muskrat saying, Psalms 91, Susie. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in Him I will trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler, and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with His feathers, under His wings, and under His wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. There you go, that's it. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation, there shall be no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For He shall give His angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear up bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Thou shalt tread upon a lion and adder, the young lion and the dragon shalt thou trample under feet. Because he hath set his love upon me, therefore I will deliver him. I will set him on high, because he hath known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honour him. With long life I will satisfy him and shew him my salvation. Shew or show? Show, I think it is. Okay, back to the chat. Where is it? Zena said, the Lord is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear? Susan said, where is Alex? She knows. Zena said, the Lord is the strength of my life, whom I shall I be afraid? Zena said, when the wicked, even my deniers and my foes, they came up upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumbled and fell. Susie said, sorry, Hev, Psalms 91, the attack is really bad. That's okay, Susie. Shannon said, all the cast of Friends are satanic between takes. They would chant Hail Satan. Courtney Cox and Jennifer Aniston are trans. Zena said, enemies and my foes. Susie said, thanks, Muskrat. Zena said, yes, Shannon, but Matthew didn't ever really make it work for him. Menacing Muskrat says, Psalms 91, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in him I will trust. Yep, that's it. Shannon said, Courtney Cox had text she used to touch herself while she microwaved babies. Oh my God, Shannon. Zena said, yeah, I love that psalm. Susie said, that's the one, Hev, thanks so much. I said, hallelujah, amen. Susie said, I'm getting chills. God is great. He definitely is. And with that, I'm going to finish up for today, guys. I will be back. I don't know when. If I don't actually come back with a live tomorrow, I'm going to try and do videos every day this week, because on Friday, from Friday on, which is your Thursday night, I won't be here for a few days again. So, much love, guys. God bless everybody and pray for everyone. And, yeah, just hopefully I'll be back tomorrow. Okay, have a good morning, afternoon, and evening, everyone. Much love, and I shall talk to you very soon. Okay, guys. Bye.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I'm not falling. I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling.
I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows, and we're all going life. Still nobody knows, but I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life will give me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. Love ya.
Way back a year ago,